Emil Sayfutdinov won round 5 of the World Championship and took his third Grand Prix victory of the 2013 season in front of 40,000 fanatical Speedway fans at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. The blue ribbon event of the calendar saw an evening of unpredictable racing and high drama. Heat 14 and disc crash involving Ty Wuppinen saw the Englishman break a collarbone and take no further part in the meeting. Having made the semi-finals, former world champions Greg Hancock and Nicky Pedersen failed to make the final, alongside current world champion Chris Holder. Joining Sayfutdinov in the final was Fredrik Lindgren, Niels Christian Iversen and Christoph Kasperzak. The informed pole in red led into turn 3 of the opening lap, but only to find the race to be stopped as Fredrik Lindgren crashed out and was disqualified by the referee. The second time of asking, and Kasperzak was to lead out of the gate once again into the first bend, only to be overtaken by Sayfutdinov, capping a sensational start to the season for the likeable Russian.
This was my dream, you know, is winning there, and I think it's this atmosphere, and I've never seen, you know, it's like this, so I'm very happy.
That win in Cardiff has given Emil Sayfutdinov an 8-point lead over Ty Wuppinen in the World Championship, with Nicky Pedersen third. Chris Holder scored 14 points in Cardiff despite not making the final. Has now put himself right back in the title race in 4th place.
Apart from really the semi-final, it was a really good night for me, but yeah, just made a little bit of a mistake and can't really put a finger on what really went wrong. It just, you know, everything looked right, but it just didn't happen for me, so I was disappointed, of course, but you know, 14 points is points in the bank, so it's good.
From the Millennium Stadium to the Edward Janczarz Stadium in Gorzow, Poland, where the pressure is on the home riders. Gorzow needs a win to change his poor run of form. Hampel needs to be a bit more consistent with his results, but an informed Christoph Kasperzak, KK as he's known, arrives here at his home club track seeking his first GP victory.
Yeah, everything is working good, and I hope so tonight will be the same, and my team worked very well, my engine worked good, I feel good, and yeah, it's my league track, my club in Poland, and yeah, I hope so tomorrow will be good for me, make some points.
Hello, good evening to you all, and a very warm welcome to more live Grand Prix Speedway. It's the Gorzow FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland, live from the Edward Janczarz Stadium here in Gorzow, round 6 of the World Individual Speedway Championship. That is the halfway stage of the 2013 competition. And Kelvin Tatum is alongside me. Has to be said, Kelvin, this place is filling up nicely. We're going to have one heck of an atmosphere in here tonight.
Yeah, we should do. Very healthy crowd. Certainly in the last few moments, they really have been piling in. As always in Poland, you have to say that they really do support their speedway. Thoroughly looking forward to it.
Yep, and as always at the start of a GP, it's time for the national anthem. What a noise here in this superb purpose-built Speedway Stadium here in Gorzow tonight. And let's go through the lineup for you. A big night for the 2 reserves. Lucas Siran is a young man from Gorzow who will be a little bit nervous tonight, but lines up at reserve and will be hoping to get a chance tonight, as will this young man, Adrian Sifer, who rides at number 17 tonight in the lineup. Now, moving on to the wild card, and what a young man this rider is. He was sensational last year, Kelvin.
Fabulous performance, 3rd place on his debut Grand Prix, 2nd Grand Prix tonight. Spotlight will be on him, more expectation, of course, but he looks good. Good young rider.
Alice Trimmel is in for the injured Darcy Ward, and understandably has found life a little bit tough.
Yeah, he has. He rode in Cardiff just a couple of weeks ago, found it tough going there, but this may well be more to his liking here this evening. Ty Wuppinen, what a story. Broke his collarbone 2 weeks ago, practiced yesterday for the first time. Clearly he is in pain, but he's here, ready to go.
Yeah, obviously in quite a bit of discomfort. Significant that he raised the flag with his left arm there as well. Now, this guy's in great form, Kelvin.
Yeah, home track, of course, is scoring plenty of points in the Polish league. One of the favourites for tonight. Got close last time.
Mati Zegar, who was disappointing in Cardiff, needs a big night to bounce back tonight.
Yeah, we couldn't see it coming, just 3 points 2 weeks ago in Wales, so yeah, he'll be looking for a much better return this evening.
Now, Christoph Kasperzak is a man bang in form. Rode so well in Cardiff and could have won in the Millennium Stadium.
Very nearly did, didn't he? Threw everything at it going around the last corner, but just couldn't quite manage to find a way through. Hampel needs to find better consistency. Could be a night where he could turn things around. Won the opening Grand Prix, of course, in New Zealand, but since then hasn't been at his best.
5th place so far. Now, Martin Vasilik has special memories of this place. He won his debut Grand Prix right here last year.
What a performance it was, just burst on the scene. Pretty much secured his future as a Grand Prix rider. Andreas Johnson has struggled so far this season. Can't really put my finger on why. He's a quality performer, just hasn't found top gear this year so far.
15 points away from the top 8 as well. Fredrik Lindgren is 5 points away from the top 8 and has improved of late.
Better last time, wasn't it? Bit unfortunate in the final in Cardiff, but yeah, much better return last time out.
And Antonio Limbach, what can we say about this fella? A natural talent on a bike, but so far in the series, 15th place, 23 points. He's well adrift of the top 8. Here's the form man.
Fabulous performances so far. Could easily have won the last 4 Grand Prix apart from that tape exclusion in Prague. Flying high. Golub needs a big one tonight, Nigel. Looked good yesterday in practice, gotta say. Great reception for the #1 Polish rider. Could it be his night?
Yeah, still a hero in Poland. And here is Greg Hancock, twice world champion. And right now in the World Championship standings, Hancock in that 8th position. 4 points ahead of Matti Zagar. And Nicky Pedersen, who had quite a dash here yesterday after his partner gave birth to their baby boy. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, incredible day for him. He looked good in practice. I think he's approaching top form, as is this man, the world champion Chris Holder. Disappointed not to make the final in the Millennium Stadium 2 weeks ago, but he's piling the points in everywhere he goes recently. And I suggest that he'll be looking for a great return tonight.
Looks nice and relaxed as well, Chris Holder. We saw him at the hotel earlier today and is riding quite beautifully at the moment. Let's take a look at the lineup for the first 4 heats now.
Andreas Jonsson.
Needs a big night to get his season going.
How
would that collarbone stand to the racing?
Greg Hancock.
Looking for a big night to build on his 8th place.
Antonio Limbach.
Needs something to happen, Limbach.
The man of the moment, 3 wins in the last 4 rounds.
Another Polish rider looking for a big night.
Can he repeat the drama of that win here last year?
Looking to bounce back to form.
Can he make it count with that damaged wrist?
Don't rule him out tonight.
Chris Holder.
Back on form and looking good.
Krzysztof Kasperzak.
Form man at the moment.
Some race, heat 3.
Oh, so.
Bartek Zmarzlik.
The wild card here in Gorzow tonight.
Fredrik Lindgren.
Oh, I'm looking a lot better now.
Niels Christian Iversen.
The man in form.
Alex Dremel.
Looking for a better night tonight.
So that's the lineup for the opening 4 heats here in Gorzow. The noise is deafening here. It really is a fantastic purpose-built Speedway venue. The 3rd time that we've been here. Our referee is on debut tonight as well, Jesper Steentoft of Denmark. Now, what about Woffington? The big question is about his right collarbone, which was badly broken. He had it plated, so the bone will be in place, but there's going to be so much pain there, Kelvin.
Yeah, and I would suggest it's when he drops the clutch away from the tapes, that's when the real stress and strain goes on the upper part of your body. It's grippy on the start line. It's relatively slick on the majority of the track, but on the start line they have dug it up, and that's when it's really going to be crucial for Ty to hang on to the motorbike. There's a standing. He's just 8 points behind. I suggest that's the reason he's turned up here. He's in touch, wants to stay in touch. If he can come away with half a dozen points, maybe 7, I think that will be job done for Ty.
Yep, it's going to hurt, no doubt about that. Practice, he said, felt good. I wonder, though, how much he's saying for the media and how much he's just keeping to himself.
It's a tough cookie. I would suggest it hurts more than he's letting on. It's going to be one of those nights where he can ill afford to have a bash in the first corner. Keep my fingers crossed that he doesn't get off the motorbike. He has a trouble-free evening. Limbach needs a big night. He has been completely out of form, lacking in confidence this season. And he is a naturally gifted rider. He needs something just to click into place for him to rediscover that. Hancock in 8th place in the world at the moment, Nigel. I suggest he will be still convinced he can get right up there into the thick of things.
Well, Hancock is on 45, Saifudinov is on 69, so there's a 24-point gap between himself and the leader of the World Championship. So a lot to make up as far as Hancock is concerned. But as we say, it is the halfway stage, so we're going to get a situation developing as well where, you know, the race for the top 8 is going to develop. We're in Copenhagen in a fortnight's time. Riders just making their final preparations now. And don't forget the World Cup is coming up next month as well, so there's plenty to think about there. Lots of great speedway ahead.
Well, World Cup is always spectacular stuff every year. Of course, we've got the first round is in Częstochowa in Poland, and then we'll move on to event 2 in King's Lynn in the UK, and then, of course, the race-off and the final is in Prague. Been there already once this season for the Grand Prix when Tai Woofenden won his debut Grand Prix. Smashing atmosphere in Poland, always electric. Poles love their speedway. I'm sure they'll be delighted to see a big performance from one of their riders. Riders in form, of course. Kasperzak really has been in spectacular form of late. And, no, big race indeed. Tai Woofenden, can he hang on there? Will he be able to compete at this highest level? The realities of the decision now, Nigel, it's now when it really has will be sinking in. He must be nervous.
Well, Woofenden desperate to get out there. The riders are about to push off and get us underway for the 2013 Gorzow FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland. Few dark clouds around, but we're dry right now. Let's hope it stays like day, and the riders are on their way. The riders emerge then from the tunnel onto the back straight here at the Edward Jansart Stadium in Gorzow. There'll be plenty of nerves, particularly for the man off gate number 3 in white, Tai Woofenden. And it was a serious break that Woofenden suffered in Cardiff. And he really is going to have to grit his teeth and just fight through the pain barrier. Did a lot of practice yesterday, Kelvin. Did that surprise
me?
you?
I didn't think that he would do all 6 sessions. I fancied he may do 1 or 2, but he was keen to complete all his sessions. May have done too much in retrospect, but he's here, he's out there, he's up at tapes, he's ready to go. It is a lot grippier on the start line than it is over the other side of the track where they did all the practice starts yesterday, so that will test the broken collarbone without question. It's the right collarbone. Mechanics up there at the start line is with him. What an opening race this is. Been riding so well in the World Championship, desperate to stay involved. This is a huge test for the young British rider here.
So the opening race of the night here, and Antonio Lindback from Sweden looking to get his season back on track. He goes off gate number 1. Gate number 2 is Greg Hancock in 8th place in the World Championship. A better rider than that, Tai Woofenden. Lots of focus and attention on that young man off gate number 3 in white. And Andreas Jonsson is going off the outside in yellow. The halfway stage of the World Championship is here and now at the Edward Jansart Stadium then. It is the Gorzow FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland. Nicky Pedersen watching on, Hampel, Golub, Iversen, they're all watching on to see how the first race goes here. Our referee is on debut, Jesper Steentoft of Denmark, waiting for the green light. Plenty of tension, plenty of nerves at the start line. And going into that first turn, Hancock has made it. Woofenden is there in white as well. He locks up in that first turn. Lindback charges up the inside. Woofenden now trying to hang on down that back straight, and Jonsson comes on the inside as well. Woofenden has to lock up the bike, and now Jonsson has come through into third. Hancock has that lead though. Second place is Lindback, third is Jonsson, and Woofenden is trailing.
Brilliant stuff from the American out in front. Tai Woofenden just got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time there, and Jonsson charged up the inside. Now Woofenden coming back at him out the back there, really clashing, nearly going round turns 3 and 4 in the second lap. Hancock's out in front. It is a little bit slick off the inside line, no surprise there. But look at Hancock, he really has stolen a march on the opposition. Unfortunately, Woofenden's out the back, maybe feeling that collarbone a wee bit in his opening ride here.
And this will mean that Greg Hancock is going to go through the 2,000-point barrier in the Grand Prix. 1,998 GP points before tonight. And in the very first race of the night, Greg Hancock goes through 2,000 Grand Prix points. He went through the 900 race barrier in Cardiff. What a legend this man is. Greg Hancock opens up with a win. And Tai Woofenden, you could say, got all beaten up in the early stages of that race. Every corner is going to be painful for Woofenden, and he's failed to score in his opening race here, the first race of the evening here. But what a start from Greg Hancock in 8th place in the World Championship, and that is a dream start for the Californian. Here's the result. Hancock the winner with Lindback second. Jonsson came through into third, and Ty Woofenden trailed at the back.
Yeah, super stuff from Greg Hancock there. Really made a sharp start out of gate 2, the ideal start to the evening. We'll see it again. They come charging away from the tapes. Woofenden's not far away here, but because the track conditions are slick, you can see the bike just locks up there, and that allows then Lindback to get up the inside of him, and then Jonsson charges up the inside. He just gets caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that was a tough opening ride for the Brit. Seeing there as they go charging into the first corner, Greg Hancock able to stamp his authority on that, round the inside, doesn't put a wheel wrong, wins comfortably. This is the hard part of the race for Woofenden, where he just gets caught on the outside, and the two Swedish riders are able to get the better of him. He then just gets a little bit of a nudge there from Jonsson and has to lock the bike up, loses momentum. Lindback will be happy with that. 2 points is a decent start for him, but Greg Hancock, 3 points from gate 2. Ideal start for him.
Will the other riders think about Woofenden's injury and try and push him to the limit, and at every opportunity just throw the bike at him just to try and, you know,
there's no
put him off?
sympathy out there, is there? There's
absolutely
no quarter given. If you declare yourself fit, then I'm afraid you're going to be expected to race hard and fast throughout the night. Tough opening race for Woofenden.
Zegar goes off the inside here in heat number 2. Martin Vasilik, who won here last year, is off gate number 2. Jarek Hampel goes off gate 3, looking to really get his title challenge back on track. And the man of the moment, Emil Sayfutdinov, is going off the outside in yellow.
What a fabulous season Emil's enjoying. He could have won 4 Grand Prix on the spin if he hadn't touched the tapes in Prague. That is a marvellous effort, and deservedly has an 8-point lead in the World Championship. Coming from the outside, I suggest that might be quite a challenge at this early stage. Vasilik in gate 2 will be looking for a really good big performance tonight. Zegar on the inside after that tough night in Cardiff, which you couldn't see coming. He'll be looking for a double-figure score at least.
Zegar taking plenty of time to get set here for heat number 2. Sayfutdinov was ready quite a significant amount of time before then. Hampel off 3. Lovely start from Jarek Hampel. The crowd go wild, and up the inside comes Vasilik, and now Zegar comes through into second. Hampel is third. Sayfutdinov is at the back right now. The lead here was with Martin Vasilik, who looked a lot better in Cardiff, and Sayfutdinov through from last to second.
Super stuff from the Russian, who was nowhere going around the first corner. Tucked back to the inside and got himself through to second place. Great start once again out of gate 2 for Martin Vasilik. The ideal start from him. Got to say, Hampel made a magic start initially away from gate 3, but rode in the middle of the track and got relegated to the back. A mistake from him, but look at the battle at the front, Nigel. Sayfutdinov once again showing great speed.
Vasilik has the lead. Sayfutdinov is second right now. Zegar third, and Hampel well and truly adrift at the back now. We said that Vasilik had a much better meeting in Cardiff a fortnight ago. It's been really struggled for consistency so far this season in the Grand Prix, but here he comes in turns 3 and 4 for the last time in heat 2. Great ride, Martin Vasilik. Sayfutdinov chased him hard after coming through from last to second, and Matti Zegar was third, and that was a decent speedway race, Carl.
Yeah, there was some action early on there with Sayfutdinov charging through from the back into second place. Hampel made the mistake in the first corner after making a jet-propelled start. He rode too wide and allowed all the opposition to get up the inside of him. He'll be kicking himself there when you've done the hard yards to get there, and then he just rode on the wrong part of the track. But Martin Vasilik, after a double-figure return in Cardiff, well, that was much more like the Vasilik we were expected to see.
Vasilik, a winner here last year, gets off to a winning start tonight. Emil Sayfutdinov, 2 points for him. Matti Zegar was third, and at the back, after making a great start, was Jarek Hampel.
Well, you'll see Hampel, we're looking at him, number 10, coming out of gate 3. He is comfortably in the front here. Decides to ride in the middle of the track and just locks up. There's no grip there at all, and just gets relegated to the back as they charge down the back straight. He's just caught where Woofenden was, in the middle of the track, and there's no grip there at this early stage. Sayfutdinov's in the right place, although he's at the back, he's able to hug the inside there. You can see the back tyre there just digging in to a little bit of extra grip round the inside, and that propels him into second place. But Martin Vasilik out in front, that's going to be boosting his confidence big time. I would suggest that he'll be feeling an awful lot better. The smile's back.
Absolutely right. Martin Vasilik, 11 points in Cardiff, in 13th place in the World Championship overall.
Good ride that from Saifutinov. You know, you can just see his brains in working order there. Got himself back to the inside and charged. What a heat 3 we've got here now. Golub doing his normal change of bikes before the opening race. Lots of work going on in the Golub camp yesterday, and again once we got to the track. Engines being swapped around, bikes being changed and worked on. Golub once again out on track. I sense tonight, Nige, he wants a really big night, you know.
Yeah, he needs to, doesn't he, Golub, after a disappointing Cardiff where he scored 5, and you have to bear in mind the previous round in Prague he only got 3, so Thomas has only got 8 points from the last 2 rounds in the World Championship.
Yeah, he's been completely out of form, hasn't really even looked interested, if the truth be known, but I would suggest it's different here tonight.
Here's your lineup: Krzysztof Kasperzak off the inside in red. Gate 2, the reigning world champion Chris Holder. Thomas Golub, the former world champion, gate 3. Nicky Pedersen, 3 times world champion, going off the outside in yellow, still carrying the after effects of that hand injury. What a lineup this is, very much so. Heat number 3, who will emerge here? It's a great start from Holder off gate number 2. Now into the second turn, Pedersen's gone down, and Pedersen is going to stay down here, it appears. The race is going to have to be stopped. Holder has the lead, Golub second, and Nicky Pedersen has stayed down, and the red lights are on.
Well, pressure on the Danish referee immediately, with the number 1 Dane down on the track by the safety fence. I suggest he's immediately putting pressure onto the referee to put all 4 back here. Pedersen got caught on the outside. We'll see it again. Holder's made a good start initially from gate 2, but it is close. Little bit of contact between Golub and Pedersen. Pedersen then just overlocks.
Oh.
Truth be known, Pedersen's got to go.
Well, there's no exclusion light at the moment. The referee is watching these replays. Holder's made a beauty there, hasn't he?
Yeah,
made a great start.
If Pedersen gets put back here, he'd be fortunate.
No disqualification light is on. Our referee on debut in the GP, Jesper Steentoft tonight. Pedersen
Probably exactly what he didn't want to happen. Number 1 Danish rider having to make a huge decision at this early stage. Once again, just that wrist being attended to. Of course, he pulled the ligaments in his wrist. And
all 4 restart is the verdict from the referee.
I think he's been lucky.
He's allowed back in for the restart. All 4 riders are back in for heat number 3. That will be a decision which will cause plenty of debate, I'm sure. The rights and the wrongs.
Well, I think he's been a bit fortunate there, Nigel. He did have a little bit of contact with Golub going into the corner, but then they came away and he just overlocked on the outside and the bike just went down. I think quite possibly on another day he may well have been excluded there.
His private physio from Denmark is with him here tonight. Golub will have to go again with the other riders as well, and Chris Holder, who led that race, just underlining the great form that he's on. He'll be frustrated that he's got to go and do that again.
Always is, you know, when you've made the start, such a big lineup in your opening ride, and to hit the front, he'll be disappointed to see the red lights come on. Of course, Nicky will be a touch fortunate. He was fortunate. We'll see it again. I'm sure we'll see the replay again, but there is contact between he and Golub as they enter the corner, but then they come apart, and he's still more than capable of hanging onto the bike. It just overlocks, and he goes down.
Well, let's hear from Greg Hancock, who made a great start to the meeting in Heat 1. He's with Steve Brandon now.
Greg Hancock, I don't know if you realise, but that puts you on 2001 Speedway Grand Prix points. Amazing career, amazing achievement.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's, again, it's here comes those numbers that guys like you keep throwing at me. And every time I hear it, I get pretty amused, pretty overwhelmed, and just keep on rolling, man.
And a great start in that first race this evening.
Yeah, good start, and I missed it slightly, but still managed to get there. So I know I can be better. And, you know, track's a little bit funny the way it is from practice yesterday. So hey, we're working hard to make it like this.
So we've got a healthy Greg Hancock this time?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Every race has been better and better, you know, and as long as I can ride my bike, I must be feeling all right.
I'll let you go.
Leave it.
Yeah, great start for Greg Hancock. Well done to him for that opening race of the night. Yeah. And he really did look good.
Yeah, he's remarkable in the fact that he retains his hunger when he's been in the series since it started in '95. And, you know, he's still winning races, still keen and hungry. He wants to be a part of the show. Wants to get into the top 3 in the world without question. Plenty of support here. The poles are in their numbers. See it again now. You watch Golub and Pedersen on the outside. White, a little bit of contact there, just straightens up momentarily, but he's now in control, and then the back tire just lets go on him on the outside. Goes down on his own, Nigel. and I suggest he's been fortunate.
So you don't believe that the collision with Golub here has contributed to the fact that he lost control of the bike?
Maybe a touch, but there he seems to be perfectly in control of the bike, and the bike then just locks up. Yes, there is contact, but I don't believe that's what made him go down. But I think he's been fortunate, but sometimes you are.
So, heat number 3 coming up, the restart. Jesper Steentoft is the referee, but he will not. He doesn't have the call on when the race is rerun. The 2-minute time allowance is on, but it's the race director, Tony Olsen, who dictates when the 2-minute time allowance goes on, which it is.
It's always good to see 4 riders in a race, and with a line-up like this, it's top quality, of course. Riders highly motivated. You sense that the body language of Mr. Golub is entirely different for this evening's event.
He's up for it, isn't he? Big time.
Yeah, absolutely. The amount of work that went on yesterday alone would suggest that he wants to win here tonight and put his season back on track.
Yeah, terrific lineup. Nicky Pedersen, who was having a mad dash here yesterday after the very happy event of the birth of his son. Congratulations to his fiancée Anna Mehta back in the UK. He dashed from the delivery room to the airport to fly here for the Grand Prix. So congratulations to the Pedersen family and all concerned. But it's all about focusing out there on the GP tonight for the next 2.5 hours or so.
What a season Kasperzak is enjoying, Nigel, after that hugely disappointing Grand Prix in Bydgoszcz earlier this year. He really has bounced back to top form, and just recently he's probably the form rider in the world. He has been charging hard, been on the roster twice in the last 2 Grand Prix.
Here's the lineup again. Kasperzak off the inside, Holder off gate 2, Golub off 3, Nicky Pedersen going off the outside. 5 World Championships between them here in heat number 3. What a lineup. It doesn't get any better than this. Second time of asking, waiting for the green light. Important to get off to a good start. Can Holder repeat what he did in the original staging of this race? He's made a good one, but so has Pedersen on 4. Nicky Pedersen, wow! Away from the outside. He has blown the opposition away, and Kasperzak on the inside. Holder is 3rd. Golub to the back now. Golub is going to have to dive on the inside, and Holder's gone to the back, would you believe? Chris Holder, who was the leader of the original race, is at the back of heat 3. Pedersen, Kasperzak, Golub, and Holder.
Pedersen out in front, takes his good fortune with both hands, charges out of the inside. Kasperzak now beginning to put pressure on in big style in 2nd place. Golub through to 3rd place, but the danger man without question is Kasperzak.
He's quicker.
He's faster than Pedersen, is out in front, but we know Pedersen's such a tough man to pass. Good race this, Nige. A lap to go. Can Kasperzak find a way through? Holder looking for a way through in the 3rd.
And here comes Kasperzak! What a move down the back straight! And now Holder as well at the back! It's Christoph Kasperzak! Listen to the crowd! What a ride from Christoph Kasperzak! Pedersen's not too impressed. 3rd place there, Thomas Golub and Chris Holder at the back. But this stadium has erupted into a sea of red and white, and it's the special KK, Christoph Kasperzak, who pulls off a sensational victory in heat number 3.
Fabulous ride from Christoph Kasperzak there. You've got to give him 100%. He gave everything there. He's just so full of confidence. He kept plugging away around the inside and literally forced his way through to the front. Heat 3, what a stunner.
What a race that was. Kasperzak the winner with Nicky Pedersen 2nd, Thomas Golub was 3rd, and Chris Holder at the back. But Christoph Kasperzak, this man is in the form of his life right now.
Yeah, he is, and he's delighted with that, and rightly so. We see it again. Pedersen makes a terrific start from the outside, takes his good fortune there, big style. Holder, look at what Holder here, he's in 2nd place, but Kasperzak gets up the inside, and when you get caught in the middle of the track here, there you go, once again, there's no grip in the middle of the track, and Holder, unfortunately, gets relegated to the back with Golub then coming up into 3rd place. Pedersen looks like he's got it all under control at this early stage. He's got a 10-metre lead at least as they complete the opening lap, but Kasperzak, so fast around the inside, so full of confidence. Look at that, controlling the bike right down on the inside and just forces his way through into the lead. Kasperzak, a bit of touch there between he and the dirt deflector and the front wheel of Nicky Pedersen. Look, watch it now. Comes charging up through there, just clips his front wheel. How tight is that? But Kasperzak, he means business. Of course, he rides here in the league and knows the place like the back of his hand.
Yeah, I don't think Nicky was too impressed by that move, but that's Grand Prix Speedway.
He never is when he's overtaken Nigel, is he?
KK with the win, and you have to feel a bit of sympathy for Chris Holder there, who was leading the race originally, and how often does it happen that in a restart the complete opposite occurs?
Yeah, he'll be gutted about that.
Here's heat number 4 now. Alice Drimmel, the replacement for Darcy Ward, who's expecting to be back in Copenhagen in a fortnight. He goes off the inside. Niels Christian Iversen, very much a form man. He goes off gate 2. Frederick Lindgren, who's started to hit a bit of form in the GP as well, with double figures in his last 2 rounds. He's off gate 3. And the very exciting Bartosz Smarslik, who was on the rostrum here as a wild card last year. He's off the outside. This is heat number 4 of the 6th round of the World Championship, and what a World Championship is developing into. Takes rise, and Iversen's made a beauty. The Smarslik from the outside! Oh, the young man is brilliant! Oh, he's lost control of the bike, and Niels Christian Iversen takes the lead. Freddie Lindgren is 2nd, Bartosz Smarslik is 3rd. He's all over the place, and Alice Drimmel has laid the bike. I'm sure he's laid the bike down deliberately because he thought Smarslik was coming off the bike, but Iversen has the lead.
Fabulous stuff from Iversen out in front, away from gate 2. He lifted quite hard initially, but then the bike just powered himself to the first corner. Smarslik all out of shape on the first and second corners, just about stays on his motorbike, but Iversen, who rides here in Gorzow, has been scoring loads and loads of points. He's fast, he's keen, he's confident. He's another rider that's going to have a major chance tonight. Look at him go.
Yeah, Niels Christian Iversen absolutely flying right now. Frederick Lindgren is 2nd. Bartosz Smarslik is trying the inside line on Frederick Lindgren here. Down the back straight they go. But Niels Christian Iversen has got the race under control, and Iversen is going to come over the line for 3 points to open his account here. Hugely popular rider. Saw him yesterday here, and he's nicely relaxed and super confident as well. And what a ride that was from Niels Christian Iversen, who is in the form of his career right now. We've seen glimpses of it down the years in the World Cup and the occasional impressive display in the Grand Prix. But right now, Niels Christian Iversen is in tip-top form. Heat number 4 then. The result, Niels Christian Iversen wins it with Frederick Lindgren 2nd. 3rd was Bartosz Smarslik, and Alice Drimmel fell. Bit of sympathy for Drimmel. I do believe he was trying to avoid Smarslik. But the winners so far, Hancock, Vasilik, Kasperzak and Iversen.
Well, what a super ride from Niels Christian Iversen. Came charging out of gate 2. We've seen gate 2 work well earlier on with Greg Hancock winning the opening race from there. Smarslik makes an excellent effort like Nicky Pedersen does, but he just lifts there too hard and he gets out of shape, and that allows Iversen and Lindgren to fire themselves into 1st and 2nd. Then he gets out of shape once again, and Alice Drimmel, yeah, possibly did react very quickly there, thinking, oh, I don't know, I think he may just have slipped off himself, but nonetheless, he's able to capture the bike and pulls the clutch in and recovers to get back on the bike. Smarslik then puts pressure on Lindgren in 2nd place, who has to ride a defensive line as the race comes to its conclusion, but out of shape, all out of shape, on the back wheel, does well to hang on to the bike. But Niels Christian Iversen, in fine form, wins the opening ride in fine style.
Well, Niels Christian Iversen, the Dane, is well and truly up for this, and he is delighted with that start. Full of confidence, isn't he?
He is full of confidence, and he wants to win a Grand Prix, and no better night than tonight. He knows the place so well. He's got really fast engines as well. In the last 2 seasons, he really has turned his whole career around, and he's now, well, he's into 6th place in the world. He's looking like he belongs there.
Well, the heat number 5 sees Smarslik, Lindbach, Zagar and Golub. But what about Niels Christian Iversen? He really is in the form of his life, and he is with Steve Brandon.
Niels, your season really got going in Cardiff. Your expectations tonight must be fairly high.
Yeah, it is. We know it's a long night. You know, we got to take one race at a time and keep focused. Try my best.
This track, when people are watching it, looks like it's just absolutely flat out, but it's actually very technical. Tell me about it.
I don't know, it's a technical add on. Yeah, it probably is, but it's nothing like the league meetings. You know, it's really slick today. Normally, it's a bit of grip on, so I don't think it's so technical today.
Is there a fast line here, though?
Probably inside today when it's so slick, but you know, it's the same for everybody, and we just keep trying to keep quick from the gate.
Great reception from the crowd for all the Gorzow riders, though.
Yeah, it's amazing here, you know. So it's a great atmosphere in the stadium, you know. We always have a very big crowd for our home meetings, and it's superb.
Long way to go. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Yeah, smashing start for Niels Christian Iversen. It's a little disappointing that the track is so slick, and I'm sure that it will develop as the night goes on. And there is a tricky patch just going into turn 3. It's damp there. We saw some water being splashed up by Saifutinov earlier on in his ride, but once or twice riders just finding it a bit of a challenge through there. But I'm sure that the track will generate more material, and the outside line will develop. We've seen Wolfenden and Holder suffer for being caught in the middle of the track on the early part of the race.
Well, let's hear from Christoph Kasperzak, who's also in great form right now. He's with our man, Steve Brandon.
Christoph, not a great start from the tapes in Heat 3, but a great finish to the race.
Yeah, his gate 1 is a little bit more slick like other gates, and yeah, I lose the start, but I'm fast. It's all right.
You really have to concentrate for the whole 4 laps, and you did that, and you got to pass on Nicky when it counted.
Yeah, it's big pressure of me, and now a little bit go down, but I be better race to race, third, 4 race, I be better because I'm a little bit stiff.
Does it help you relax having a win in your first one?
Yeah, it's a little bit, but like I say, I must make the start because it's GP.
But more importantly, a great crowd out there. Say a few words to them in Polish.
Pozdrawiam wszystkich, trzymajcie za mnie kciuki. Moim marzeniem jest dzisiaj zrobić dobry wynik.
Well, another rider that's in top form, and it was a hard charging ride from Kasperzak to get himself to the front. And no easy task to pass Nicky Pedersen.
Take a look at the lineup for the next 4 races now.
Tomasz Golob.
Just the 1 point for Thomas. He'll be desperate to do better than that.
Matej Żagar.
Similar for Zagar, he'll be looking to improve.
Antonio Lindbach.
Couple of points under his belt, looking to get his season back
Bartek
on track.
Zmarzlik.
Well, he had an eventful first ride.
Voice still hasn't
Jarek
broken.
Hanka.
A duck in his opening ride for
Greg
Jarek.
Hanka.
Yeah, classy in his opening one.
Krzysztof Kasprzak.
3 points, great ride as well.
Niels Christian Iversen.
Yeah, he looked quick, didn't he?
Ty Wolfenden.
Well, beaten up in his first ride. Can he make it count?
Martin
The
Vaculí.
ideal start for Vasilek.
Aleš Drimo.
Fell off in his opening ride.
Chris Holder.
He'll be gutted.
Freddie Lindgren.
2 points, a hard-fought second place.
Nicky Pedersen.
Yeah, just got passed by
Emil
Kasperzak.
Saifutinov.
A hard-fought second. He was last originally.
Andreas Jonsson.
Yeah, Niels to build on that, Jonsson. Another rider that's found points hard to come by in this year's series. So competitive, of course, now. The lineup, you know, never surprised to see anybody winning a race in this year's lineup. It really is top quality.
Really is a great atmosphere here. The music booming out. You'll no doubt hear the tunes of the electric ELO, I think they're called.
You'll get there eventually.
Yeah,
yeah.
booming around. No doubt Kelvin's got his request in for a bit of Led Zeppelin a little bit later. And it is a purpose-built Speedway venue. We're here for the 3rd successive year, and of course, we had the World Cup here a couple of years ago.
What a night.
It really is a spectacular venue. Very similar to Torren, I would suggest, Kelvin.
Very similar. Torren was a completely new venue with a new track as well. Basically here they've put in a new stadium around the original track because the original track is top quality. But yeah, it's these new modern stadia here in Poland are terrific to look at. They're very comfortable for the spectators as well. We've had an extended track grading here. I suggest that they've actually been able to generate a little bit more grip. The water barrels are going round. Track conditions could improve in these next 4 races.
Yeah, some more great racing lined up. A reminder, every rider has to have 5 rides, and then we know the top 8 to qualify for the semi-finals. This is the World Championship right now. Saifutinov has extended his lead to 10 points now.
Yeah.
And he'll be aware of that as the night goes on, no doubt.
Well, yeah, of course, you know, it's going his way so far this year. He really is being super consistent when you look at his performances. Apart from the opening round, he's scored double figures and into the teens in every round, 17, 17, 14, just in the last 3 meetings alone. So, yeah, he has found the key to it. And to be world champion, that's what you need to do. You've got to be able to pile the points in every time. Big race now, Zmarzlik coming up, back-to-back races for the youngster, 18 now, of course 17 last year, and an incredible performance to get on the rostrum, really was. He's like a little boy, isn't he, when you hear him? It's unbelievable, but by golly, he can ride the bike.
Oh, he's a great talent. You know, that was the first time I'd seen him here last year. Hardly even heard of him before last year's Grand Prix, and he was sensational, and he rode well in that opening ride as well.
Oh, yeah, and he had plenty of speed. He made 2 big mistakes on the opening lap, possibly a bit tense, a bit nervous, but he still put pressure on for second place later in the race. Golub just taking his time. No panic stations for him. Didn't look quick enough, if the truth be known, in his opening ride. He very nearly got relegated to the back, so he'll be, I'm sure, changing his equipment once again for his second ride.
Yeah, Thomas Golub up against the young pretender Bartosz Smarslik. Antonio Lindbach looked a lot better in his opening ride with a couple of points. Matti Zegar has a point to his name, so the riders push off and come onto the track for heat number 5, which is coming next. Terrific crowd, great atmosphere here at the Edward Jansard Stadium. Edward Jansard, who actually rode for Wimbledon back in the UK, which was the track where my colleague alongside me, Mr. Tatum, started his Speedway career. At Plough Lane, the Wimbledon Dons. As we build up to heat number 5, can Smarslik make the start off the inside? Golub changing bikes again here.
Yeah, he's clearly confused. I would suggest that, you know, he rode an awful lot of equipment yesterday, and once again here tonight, he's not quite sure which bike he wants to use. He's not settled right now. Of course, he rode here last year. He's left the club, and he's moved on to Toron. There's his manager there, another Tomasz, and he's keenly looking on. This is a very important night for Thomas Golub, you feel. He needs to bounce back to form. Disappointed with his opening ride. You can see there the track. You can see how they've moved the material around. Might well be beginning to generate a little bit more grip on the outside, which will suit Thomas Golub. There's no question about that. So he'll be hoping this third change of bike will suit him better in his second ride.
Heat number 5 here in Gorzow, and the local youngster Bartosz Smarslik goes off the inside. Antonio Lindbach goes off gate number 2 in blue. Matti Zegar gate 3 in white. And Thomas Golub with another change of bike so close to the start of the race. He goes off the outside in yellow. Yeah. A reminder, every rider will have 5 rides tonight to decide who goes into the top 8. And the semi-finals here in Gorzow later on this evening. This is heat number 5. This is the second ride.
Listen to the crowd noise. They're on their feet. They're chanting Golub's name. They desperately want to see him hit the front. Smarslik, also another crowd favourite, but you've got to say that Golub and Smarslik gates 1 and 4. Here we go.
Golub is a national hero, no doubt about that. And Zegar is there. Smarslik's there. Golub has been left at the back. Smarslik has the lead, the 18-year-old. Here comes Golub down the back straight. Charges up the inside. Lindbach second. Now Zegar second. Here comes Golub. Last to second. Here comes Thomas Golub. Stand by. We have got 3 laps of Thomas Golub now. Zegar coming back.
Zegar back to the inside. Golub just drifts off the line and leaves himself vulnerable. And Zegar there, ready to pounce. Smarslik out of the inside. Whoa, this youngster, this 18-year-old out in front, riding a stormer. Lindbach beginning to be dropped off. But look at that, the youngster once again rides here, of course, in the extra league for Gorzow, making light work of the Grand Prix opposition. Super stuff, 1 lap to go for the youngster.
The Stal Gorzow flags are flying high. The Polish flags are flying high. Down the back straight, the talented teenager Bartosz Smarslik has carved up heat number 5. What a ride from Smarslik!
Fabulous stuff from Bartosz Smarslik. Back-to-back races. A little bit out of control in his opening ride, but by goodness, he was the top man there. Out of the inside, hugged the inside round the first corner, wins in fine style. Wow, he's a superstar already. The crowd love him.
Yeah, 4 points from 2 rides for Bartosz Smarslik. That is absolutely sensational from him. And a hard-fought second place for Matti Zegar as well, because I thought that Golub was going to chase hard after Smarslik, but
didn't have the speed.
He was passed by Zegar. Heat number 5. Here's the result. Bartosz Smarslik wins it. Matti Zegar was second. Thomas Golub was third. Antonio Lindbach trailed in at the back. It means that Smarslik now has 4 points from 2 rides, leads the Grand Prix, 18 years of age. What a talent.
Fabulous stuff from Smarslik, and showed terrific composure considering he's so young. Last year he did the business, and once again here tonight after 2 rides, 4 points. That does very nicely. Charges there, doesn't panic, knows the place inside out, rides a nice slide around the inside. Golub then 3 abreast, look at that, down the back straight with Limback initially, but then Sagan charges wide. Golub then gets up the inside going through turns 3 and 4 on the opening lap. Smarslik once again under pressure there, but rides such a good line. His dad makes the frames, his dad makes the tunes the engine. It really is a family affair for Bartosz Smarslik. Lives locally, of course, rides for this club, and the home crowd here delighted to see him winning the races.
It is sensational what this club means to this town.
Oh yeah.
In our hotel there's a Speedway bike in the reception. There's the Edward Jansard statue in the centre of town. In the shopping centre there's a Stahl Gorzow track shop in the local shopping mall.
It's a Speedway city, isn't it? And they really do love it out here. It's a fabulous stadium. And as Iversen said in his interview earlier on, he said there's always really good support for the home meetings here. And once again tonight, the GP, the place is packed. It's electric out there.
This is heat number 6. Winner first time out, Niels Christian Iversen goes off the inside. Christoph Kasperzak off gate number 2. Greg Hancock gate 3. 3 race winners off the inside 3 gates. And Jarek Hampel going off the outside in yellow. This is a big race.
Indeed it is, and Hampel's got to find something special here. 3 riders on the inside of him, all in top form. Can Hampel get amongst the points this time?
What a lineup this is. Who is going to hit the front? Hancock off 3. He's going to clamp the line. That doesn't allow Iversen much room. Now Iversen on the inside. He's going on very tight. Oh my goodness, how did Iversen manage that? Just as I was saying, it doesn't allow much room. And now Kasperzak as well. This is breathtaking Speedway. Hancock is second, Kasperzak third, and Hampel is at the back. But what a ride, Kelvin, from Niels Christian Iversen.
Fabulous first corner from Iversen, so tight round the inside, got himself to the front. Then Kasperzak's all out of shape, allowing Hampel up into 3rd place as they're into the second part of the race. Hancock also really battling hard to get himself back into 2nd, but Iversen won his opening race in such fine style. Really meant business in that first corner. He's got just under a lap to go. I sense he's going to move on to 6 points now.
And the battle at the back is between Jarek Hampel in yellow, who's got 3rd place now. Kasperzak's at the back. Kasperzak is going to have 1 more go. But Niels Christian Iversen is making 2 wins out of 2. 6 points out of 6. And the Great Dane has done it again. What a ride! Just as I was saying, there's no room on the inside. Hancock appeared to clamp down the line, but somehow, some way, Niels Christian Iversen was able to just creep through.
Wow, what a move it was. He had his front wheel well and truly over the white line. That's perfectly okay within the rules, and he literally forced his way through to the front round the first corner. What a ride from Iversen.
Iversen the winner then, 6 points out of 6. Hancock was second. Hampel gets his first point of the night. He was third, and Iversen leads the meeting on 6. Hancock is on 5.
Yeah.
And Bartosz Smarslik on 4. Kasperzak in the top 8, courtesy of his race win, but this man is in, I repeat, the form of his life.
Well, he's had maximums here this season, and this is the reason why, because he doesn't panic here, but Hancock would have thought he would have had that, but look at that. Front wheel over the white line and a little bit of extra grip around the inside, and he gets there. And once he does get there, he's got plenty of speed. Literally charges away out in front. Kasperzak bursting into 2nd place momentarily. Hancock sees it coming. He chops back to the inside and gets himself back to 2nd place. Then it's a real battle out the back with Hampel finally getting in that 3rd place. Iversen out in front. What a night of Speedway he's enjoying so far this evening. Here we see it with Hampel getting the better of Kasperzak, who was just getting himself into all sorts of trouble later on in the race. But Super Speedway, got to say, it's hard out there. It's tough Speedway here tonight in Gorzow.
Certainly is. Christoph Kasperzak a win in the last, but that man, Niels Christian Iversen, 2 rides and 2 wins. He rides here for Gorzow and also for the Kings Lynn Stars in the Elite League in the UK. We're up to heat number 7. Now, we have 3 riders on 0 and a race winner in Martin Vasily. Can the reigning champion, Chris Holder, getting the points off the inside gate? And what can Ty Woffenden, with that broken collarbone, what can he do off the outside?
You just see how hard you've got to ride and how physical it is out there tonight when they're forcing their way through on the inside. And I suggest that's going to test Ty Woffenden 100%. Got beaten up in his opening ride. Needs to do something here.
Chris Holder goes off the inside with Alice Dribble going off 2. Martin Vasilik is off gate number 3, and Ty Woffington going off the outside. So 3 riders desperate to get off the mark here.
Yeah.
It's a tough, big, fast track here in Gorzow, the world champion of the inside gate in red. This is heat number 7. Great start from Holder, that's more like it. Vasilik is there as well in white. Can Holder take him out? Vasilik down the back straight, and here comes Woffington as well.
Yes.
Woffington through into second now. Dribble is the man at the back. The lead is with Chris Holder. Ty Woffington holds second place right now, and Martin Vasilik is third. And Woffington is charging hard after Holder and almost loses it.
Pulls a big locker. I thought for a moment he might turn the bike inside out, but he just about saves it. That's going to pull big style on that broken collarbone. Holder off the inside, he's out in front, but Woffington's fast, really fast in second place with Vasilik, now relegated to third place. The world champion's out in front, desperate to pick up the 3 points. He'll be so disappointed not to have scored in his opening ride. And also for Woffington, second place, that'll do very nicely.
Looking a lot better here, Woffington. He tries the inside line. Oh, and almost loses it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the last thing you need when you're riding with a broken collarbone.
Steady,
Steady
2
on.
points will do.
Chris Holder is going to take the win, but Woffington charging hard, really having a go. Well, that's 2 points he wouldn't have got if he never turned up. So, from that point of view, job done. Yeah, good
really
race.
good Speedway. Once or twice the bike all over the place for Woffington. He's going to feel that shot, that collarbone.
It's enough to make your eyes water.
Oh, man, alive. It's moving there. We spoke to him earlier. He definitely feel it moving around. But I tell you what, he was moving around on that track, doing sterling work in second place.
Chris Holder, the winner, his first win of the night. Second, Woffington, third, Vasilik. It means Holder moves into the top 8 on 3 points. Vasilik is on 4. Woffington on those 2 points so far, and he will cast an eye towards heat number 8 to see what Saifudanov will do.
Yeah.
Good speedway here.
It was. Vasilik this time doesn't get away cleanly out of gate 3. It's Holder on the inside. Just momentarily, I thought Vasilik might just be able to find a little bit more grip around the outside, but Holder there slams the door shut. Look at Woffington. He shows tremendous courage here. This is fantastic performance, really, because there's no question he is not fully fit. Far from it. And he just comes charging in there, and once or twice the bike is all over the place. Holder battling hard coming off the first corner. Really is making it hard work for Vasilik to hang on to second place, but Ty Woffington, not only does he get himself into second, look at that face, Nigel. I suggest he's in an awful lot of pain.
Well, Ty Woffington, who rides for Wrocław here in Poland, rides for Wolverhampton in the British Elite League. Chris Holder, who rode for Poole Pirates in their home draw with Birmingham on Thursday, and then headed out straight here on Friday for practice. It's been a busy schedule for Holder as we build up to heat number 8 now. And after this race, every rider will have completed 2 rides apiece. We're being served a treat here in Gorzow tonight.
It's great stuff. Just shows you how committed the riders are. That look on Woffington's face, I'm concerned for him, Nigel. I just hope he doesn't do any more damage to that collarbone. But I just, the way the bike was moving around underneath him then, had to be pulling hard on his broken collarbone.
Andreas Jonsson goes off the inside, has had a poor season so far. Emil Saifudanov, leader of the World Championship, gate 2. Nicky Pedersen, 2 points to his name in his opening ride. He goes off gate 3. And fast Freddie Lindgren from Sweden going off the outside and looking a lot better these days, Freddie Lindgren, after an inconsistent start to the season for him. This, the halfway stage of the World Championship, remember, round number 6. And this is heat number 8. Team tries. Good start from Saifudanov off gate number 2. Pedersen's there in white, and up the inside is Jonsson. Now watching round the outside, it's very close. Oh, Lindgren nearly hit the fence there and had to get off the gas. But the lead here is Emil Saifudanov in blue, and Lindgren comes through now. Ruthlessly takes out Nicky Pedersen and has second.
Charges back into second place. Slams Pedersen up against the fence as they start the second lap. Super stuff out in front from Emil Saifudanov, who's really sharp away from the tape. And you suggest he'll be a tough man to catch from there. Lindgren now full of confidence, back into second place, with Pedersen really feeling the full effects of that. With Jonsson once again. Well, Jonsson charging hard out the back, and he spared a corner off. No, he can't. Saifudanov got this one, Nigel.
Yeah, we're in the last lap. It's all about the battle at the back here. Jonsson is trying hard on Nicky Pedersen. Every point vital. Jonsson's quicker. Jonsson has taken Pedersen for third here now. Pedersen goes high and wide. The win is Emil Saifudanov. second, Freddie Lindgren. Third was Andreas Jonsson. And remember, Nicky Pedersen, who in Cardiff a fortnight ago was considering taking a month off to get his hand right. He's clearly still in a lot of discomfort.
Yeah.
And you could see that on the wind down after that race. He's holding his hand and straight back to the pits for some immediate treatment, no doubt. Emil Sayfutdinov the winner. Fredrik Lindgren was second, and that was hard how he charged through to second. And here's the standings after 2 rides each. Niels Christian Iversen is the maximum man on 6, with Hancock and Sayfutdinov on 5 points each.
Well, that's the reason why he's the World Championship leader. He comes charging out of gate 2. Just clutches it momentarily, it lifts it. It's quite grippy down on the start line. And he gets to the first corner and he hugs the inside and the bike works spot on. Look at that, he just gets his wheels in line. Jonsson on the back wheel with Pedersen then charging around the outside. It's tough stuff here. Freddie Lindgren 3 abreast. Oh my goodness, Jonsson out of shape coming off the corner there, hanging onto his bike. Here we see it, Jonsson's got so much more speed. Pedersen beginning to really having to struggle for speed. Maybe that wrist, that arm injury, he could well be struggling with it. That man's not struggling. He's the top man, Sayfutdinov.
Big smile for Emil Sayfutdinov, and quite right too. 5 points, doing a great job. And really, with Nicky Pedersen struggling here tonight, Tai Woffinden riding through the pain barrier, it's a great opportunity for Emil to really build up a big lead tonight in the World Championship.
Things going his way. Did last time in Cardiff, of course. He found it, he had an opportunity. Didn't really convince that much at Cardiff, but he pulled out the big result when he really needed to. And once again here this evening, he has started in top form. He managed to charge through to second place, of course, in his opening ride. And then, you know, they're clean away from the tapes. And Sayfutdinov is so fast, if he hits the front, it's going to be awfully difficult to peg him back. Just a moment of calm. Thank goodness for all of us. It's been electric stuff. It's been exciting. It's been dramatic. You know, the track's a little bit unpredictable, and you can see riders really having to hang on to their bikes at times, but it's been good.
Well, Chris Holder, we can speak to the world champion now. Down in the pits with Steve Brandon.
Chris, we'll talk about Heat 1 for a minute. That was a nearly race for you.
Yeah, I made 2 good starts. The first one was the best one, but I don't know, I'm just getting a hell of a ride on the inside where the fast bit is, you know, so I'm trying to ride sort of a bit different to the inside, but I'm not fast enough, so I've got to be on the inside, but it's not easy for me to get around, so I'm just trying to make my bike a bit easier.
The bit you found for your second ride, that worked?
Yeah, just still, though, when I'm on the inside, I'm getting a really bad ride, and I know everybody is, but, you know, Emil made it look too easy then, so I need to try and set my thing up to make it like that.
Just explain to me what you mean by a bad ride.
Just the bike's just out of control. Every time I'm trying to stay on the inside, I could hear Woofy right behind me. I'm trying to stay on the ruts, but I'm just missing it, getting taken off all the time, and it's just pretty much not in control the whole race. But as soon as you move out to the easier line, they nearly pass you, so you got to be on that inside.
Gate 4 in the next one, got to be a big job there.
It's going to be, I need a good first corner, I think, to make it across everyone. I think after the gradient it's going to be difficult, so I'll be looking at plan B.
Back to work, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, he's far from out of it. He showed a lot of character to win his second ride. He's quite clicking for him so far this year, but he's not out of it by any manner of means. Good support. Plenty of Aussies in the crowd, which is good to see. Got not the greatest of starts to tonight's meeting. Thomas, of course, wants a big night and just got 2 points after 2 rides, but still time to turn things around. Just got to get the right bike. There's no lack of effort from him here this evening. He just needs to find the right setup.
Yeah, terrific night here. And we've had 8 of the 20 qualifying races here in Gorzow tonight, and well, Grand Prix generally they just liven up as the night goes on, Kelvin, but we've got off to a great start tonight.
We have indeed. It's been I thought the track might be a bit processional, but it's a bit inconsistent, and it's certainly been dramatic out there with riders lifting and making 1 or 2 mistakes and allowing riders to pass. It's going to be, you're going to have to find that right setup just to cope with these changeable conditions. Just hope that the outside line develops as the evening goes on, because we will then see some real top speed, high speed performances. Will help Golub, of course.
Well, let's hear from Tai Woffinden now. I wonder how it is. He's with Steve Brandon.
Tai, Nigel Pearson wonders how it is. How is it?
Yeah, it's a little bit sore, but you know, came here to collect points today and got 2 in the bag already. Track's a little bit rough, and you know, I struggled a lot in that second one.
Couple of moments during that race that must really, really have to dig deep.
Yeah, it hurts, you know, and I came here to do a job, so you know, I'll dig deep and do my bit today, and we'll see how we go.
You said 8 points before the meeting. That's still realistic with 3 to go.
Yeah, definitely. I was a lot quicker in that one than the first one, but you know, just gotta hope these holes don't get too big.
Thanks for your time.
What an effort from Ty Woofenden, showing tremendous courage just to have turned up, and there's no question that the bike was really tough for him to ride in that second one. He's fast, but he's clearly not 100% fit, far from it.
Well, let's take a look at the next few heats.
Chris Holder.
3 points to his name, has worked hard tonight.
Antonio Lindback.
Yeah, needs more points, he's struggling.
4 points to his name, 2 second places.
Jarek Hampel.
Yeah, slow start for him.
Greg Hancock.
Solid performance, 5 points so far.
Alex Drimo.
Yeah, tough going for Alish.
Matej Jager.
3 points and the opportunity to build
Nicky
on that.
Pedersen.
Looks like he's struggling with his injury.
Niels Christian Iversen.
6 points, maximum man.
Ty Woofenden.
Yeah, in pain, but battling hard.
Thomas Golub.
2 points, and now with a battle for the semis.
Looking good once again.
Martin Vatsuli.
4 points for the man who won here last year.
Krzysztof Kasprzak.
Charging hard, don't rule him out.
Andreas Jonsson.
2 points for the Swede so far.
What a second ride from Smarslik. Looking good.
Good meeting, hugely enjoyable, and
it's great stuff, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, it's
fast and furious.
It is fast and furious, and it's dramatic. When I looked at the track earlier on before the meeting started, I thought it might actually be a bit processional, but it's been anything but, hasn't it? And you know, the riders are saying it's a bit tricky out there, and it's creating mistakes, and then riders are being able to take advantage. Need to make good starts here. Championship lead now stretches to 11 points for Saifutinov. Things are going his way. Nicky Pedersen and Ty Woofenden suffering with injuries. It's an opportunity for Chris Holder. We're looking at Holder. That's the world champion there, coming from gate 4 this time. Holder can get himself right back in the thick of things if he has a big night here.
Yeah, Chris Holder, who, as you said, Kelvin, earlier, hasn't really hit top form, but has started to look a lot better over the last 3 weeks or so in the leagues in Europe.
Yeah.
And has certainly looked a lot better in Cardiff in the GP with 14 points to his name.
I thought he might have gone all the way there, but the semi-final, just gate 2, didn't work out for him. Didn't really do anything wrong. It's just gate 2 was loose and deep, and he just didn't get a run to the first corner. But he wouldn't put it past him getting to the latter stages tonight. He will be very keen to do so. Hampel's a surprise for me. He has been, well, he started the season with a fantastic win down in New Zealand, and then when we went to Bydgoszcz, he was sort of up and down like a yo-yo, missed the semi-finals there, and then since then, that's kind of been his season. He's been in and out, inconsistent, and you can ill afford to be inconsistent at the GPs. It's, you know, that's why Saifutinov is just stealing a march from the opposition. He's just reproducing the form, heat after heat, GP after GP, and right now he is in the driving seat.
Jarek Hampel, very, very keen to get through to the semi-finals tonight and perhaps to get his title charge back on track, because just a 1 point from 2 rides, and you bear in mind that in Cardiff he only scored 6. He got 8 in Prague. He's not really hit top form over the, well, last couple of GPs.
He had a poor night in Bydgoszcz by his own high standards, just 8, and that missed the semi-finals. He bounced back to a good performance. He could have won, I fancied, in Sweden, just missed the start later on. Still got 15 points that night, but Hampel's a quality rider. He's a top 3 rider, he's done it more than one occasion. So there's no question that Hampel is much better than 1 point from 2 rides.
Well, whenever we come here, there's a brilliant, brilliant atmosphere, and they haven't let us down tonight. And heat number 9, the riders are ready, and they'll be entering the track any second now. Yep, so the riders emerge from the tunnel then on that back straight. Our commentary position on the home straight, just in front of the start-finish line here. And Freddie Lindgren is the man here in blue, the Swede who has got 2 second places to his name.
Yes.
Chris Holder in yellow with 3 points. And we've got Lindback here, who's just partying on one wheel down the back straight. I think he's so frustrated with his form, he just wants to try and enjoy his Speedway now, Kelv.
I think he might well do. You know, it's frustrating for all of us to see such a naturally talented rider struggle in the Grand Prix this year when he was in devastating form at the back end of last year. Really was one of the form riders in the world, and this season just hasn't found that sort of form at all. But Hampel now on the inside, this is an opportunity for him to try and get himself in front. And Freddie Lingman also there in the blue helmet colour. He's a rider that's more than capable of getting himself to the front. But danger man for me is Holder. Holder now needs to build on that win in his previous ride.
Holder's pit crew watching on here in Gorzow ahead of heat number 9, with the world champion going off the outside gate in yellow. Huge race coming up. This the third round of races for each rider. And heat number 9, final preparations being made here now. Jarek Hampel goes off the inside in heat number 9. Fredrik Lindgren is off gate 2 with 2 second places to his name. Antonio Lindback off 3. And Chris Holder going off the outside. Can the world champion Kelvin Tatum build on his 3 points so far?
I sincerely hope so. He's a rider that has got plenty of quality. It's going to be a long way from the outside. Needs to try and get across. If he can't get across, needs to tuck to the inside. The big turn back route, possibly.
Heat number 9 takes rise, and it's a good start from Hampel on the inside. Now Holder is going to go wide, but Hampel has the lead. Now down the back straight. Lindgren's in the...
On the back wheel, very nearly off the back. Got to say that Lindgren did remarkably well to hang on to the bike. That allowed Holder into second place. This time Hampel takes full advantage of the inside. Look out for Holder. Holder's now beginning to put pressure on. If Hampel keeps moving away from the inside, the world champion will pounce, Nigel.
Yeah, he was right up Hampel's exhaust pipe at one stage there, but Hampel has built up a nice little lead. Chris Holder is second, Fredrik Lindgren is third, and Antonio Lindback is at the back. This will be a big win for Hampel. He's into turns 3 and 4 for the penultimate time of heat number 9. Goes across for lap number 4 now. Hampel from Chris Holder. Fredrik Lindgren is third. Antonio Lindback in the back. But you can imagine the roar of the crowd here, because their man Hampel has finally got it right in heat number 9 in the red helmet.
Super ride from Jarek Hampel. This time he makes the inside gate work brilliantly. No mistakes, round the inside. Picks up a very useful 3 points onto 4. Needed that, desperate for it. Holder in second place will be slightly frustrated, but 5 points is not too bad. Lindgren once again out the back, but Hampel, the crowd favourite, doing the business out in front.
And not a disaster for second place for Chris Holder there. Hampel the winner, no mistake at all. Chris Holder second, Fredrik Lindgren was third, and trailing at the back was Antonio Lindback. Holder on 5 now, that'll do nicely for him.
Yep.
Fredrik Lindgren's on 5 with 2 to go. If you are new to Grand Prix Speedway, you're probably looking at 9 points to book your place in the semi-finals, 8, and you may have to rely on a countback system.
Yeah, we'll see it again, and Hampel now, this time on the inside, gets a really good start. Holder makes a good effort here, but just keep your eyes on Lindgren on the inside. How on earth he hangs on there. Too much grip coming off the corner, lots of throttle action coming out of there. Right up on the back wheel, look at that. Very nearly gets off the back of the bike, but just about maintains control and hangs on for third place. Hampel, once again, the pole out in front. That'll boost his team. He will be gutted after just 1 point from 2 rides. And, yeah, satisfied with that. Work still to be done.
Yeah, big ride from Jarek Hampel.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. And quite stunned when the man alongside me, Mr. Tatum, was in conversation with Jarek yesterday and asked if he could borrow one of his bikes. You've got the book back, Kelvin. You had a skid on Lakeside. You're up for racing again.
Well, not racing. I fancied just a bit of a spin round. Went to the Hagen Academy at Lakeside and certainly enjoyed myself. And yeah, it's whetted the appetite for a bit of a blast.
And is it true that you can still get your race suit on from 6 years ago?
A little tighter, but yeah, squeezed into it.
Good effort, my friend. Good effort. Heat number 10 is coming up, and what a lineup this is. Alistair Rimmel has changed bikes. Nicky Pedersen, pride hurt, and no doubt his arm hurting as well. He goes off the inside in red. Matty Zagar off 2, Dribble off 3. Hancock going off the outside, the Grand Prix legend.
Yeah.
Appeared in every single GP.
Superstar for tonight, isn't he? 5 points from a couple of rides. That's just what the doctor ordered. Looking to build on that. Pedersen now, just a little concerned about Nicky. He ran out of steam in that last one. Possibly that arm injury is really beginning to play up, but he needs to take advantage of the inside and then just try and hug the inside of the track and he'll pick points up. But so tough out there tonight.
Hancock, this man in yellow, continued his great run of form on the outside gate. Tate tries, Pedersen's got there, but Hancock is jet propelled from the outside. Wonderful ride from Greg Herbie Hancock. Nicky Pedersen is second. Coming through into third now is Alice Dribble, and Matty Zagar is trailing in the back, which is a bit of a surprise here. Comes through again, though, and he merges into third. But Greg Hancock, a masterful display from the outside gate, and that is Greg Hancock all over.
Yeah, textbook start from the outside, I would suggest. He doesn't really jump away from the Tates, but halfway to the first corner, he then powered himself to the front. Pedersen looks a lot more competitive this time. He now switches to the outside, and he's got his wheels in line, and he's putting a lot of pressure on Hancock. Hancock now having to really wind it on. Pedersen round the outside. Hancock on the inside. Pedersen pushing hard. Whoa, here we go. A lap to go. Pedersen really going for it.
Pedersen down the back straight, wheel to wheel with Hancock. This is super competitive. What a ride from Nicky Pedersen. That's why the man is pure box office. What a win for Nicky Pedersen.
Wow.
From Greg Hancock second. Third was Matty Zagar. 2 Speedway legends. World champions, 5 world titles between them. Wheel to wheel. That is what Grand Prix Speedway is all about.
Top draw stuff there. Looked like Hancock had it all under control, but Pedersen had different ideas. Found the extra speed out of nowhere. Charges to the front round the outside. Proper Speedway.
Pedersen, the race winner from Hancock. Zagar was third. You can't keep Pedersen down for long, can you? 5 points. That's
determined.
why he draws in the crowds. Hancock moves on to 7. Great effort from Hancock, 7 points. But that man battling through the pain barrier and doing it the hard way there.
Yeah, he does indeed. He's on the inside, smashing start from the outside initially from Greg Hancock. He's down the back straight, and you would have thought at this early stage it looks like Greg's really going to have a comfortable win here. Clutches it a couple of times. The bike then really does charge hard to the first corner, and he's clean, comfortable into the first corner, gets himself to the inside. But Pedersen's a surprise here. No speed in his previous ride, failed to score, looked down and out. But this is completely the reverse. Absolutely brilliant effort from Nicky Pedersen, the 3-time world champion. Around the middle of the track, that's the first time we've really seen that working so far this evening. Riders will take note of that. And he charges to the front. It really is a superb effort. And Pedersen, once again, showing so much grit and determination.
Yeah, 5 points for Pedersen, 7 for Hancock. Big day of Polish League racing here tomorrow throughout the country. Swedish League action on Tuesday. There's domestic action in the UK in all 3 leagues throughout the week, 7 days a week, of course. As we build up to heat number 11, this is the Grand Prix.
What a
and
lineup.
the World Cup is just round the corner as well. In July, in Chesterhover, in Kings Lynn, and in Prague. Woffington in white, 2 points to his name. But what a lineup this one is. It's Emil Saifutinov going off the inside.
God,
Thomas Golubov
not for the faint-hearted.
You're excited about this,
I
aren't
am
you?
indeed.
Ty Woffington off 3, and Niels Christian Iversen goes off the outside.
Iversen unbeaten. He's looked fantastic tonight. Woofenden rode such a stormer in his last one to hang on to second place. Golub looking for points. Saifutinov leading the World Championship by 11 points. Heat 11 could be spectacular.
What a race this one promises to be. Can Iversen maintain his maximum score here? Great start from Saifutinov. Iversen now in yellow, holds second place. Golub is third. Woffington is at the back right now, but Saifutinov is looking super quick here, and Iversen has just dropped the bike on Golub to block his opportunity. Golub's got it! And there's Golub on the inside. He's got second, Iversen third. Woffington at the back, but what about the leader? It's Emil Saifutinov, and the race for second is spectacular.
Well, Emil Saifutinov once again from the inside, charging hard, and once he hits the front, he's got so much speed. Iversen looking for a way through back now into second place with Golub, who ruthlessly got himself into second place. Iversen now looking fast, Nige. He's all over the back of Golub. Switches to the outside. Round turns 3 and 4. Shots to the inside. No, Golub's covered it. Got eyes in the back of his head. Chops back to the inside once again. Oh! Iverson! Brilliant!
Niels Christian Iverson into second. Gollum's going to come back for more. This is for second. Emil Seifuganov wins the race. And Iverson takes Gollum out. And that is Speedway that you simply cannot afford to turn away from for 1 second.
Fabulous Speedway once again. Riders throwing the bikes at each other as they came to the conclusion. Iverson desperate to hang on to second place. Gollum charging hard. He got into second place early on. Seifuganov missed all the action. He was clean away out in front. He's moving serenely on, stretching that lead in the World Championship as the races continue. He's got the 3 points, Nige. Iverson on second on 2. Gollum on third in 1 point for him with Wuffenden out the back. Brilliant Speedway.
And this is what it means overall on the night. Emil Seifuganov on 8 with Niels Christian Iverson also on 8 points tonight. Thomas Gollum down in 12th, and with 2 rides to go, he really needs to win them all. But big smiles for the brilliant young Russian.
Off the inside, and he just gets the bike to get there nicely, and once he gets there, he really doesn't come under too much pressure at all. It's a fabulous race for second and third between Thomas Gollum and Iverson. Early doors, Gollum then gets up the inside. Iverson's ruthless there. He slams the door shut. Grand Prix Speedway, it's take no prisoners. Look at this. Gollum then on the inside gets himself back into second place by finding a little bit more grip on the inside. Iverson, though, full of confidence, but lots of speed. He replays the compliment a little bit later in the race. Wow, couldn't take your eyes off it. You're dead right, Nigel. Really dramatic stuff once again in Heat 11.
What a season that young man is having, and he has a real opportunity going forward to Copenhagen in a fortnight.
Yeah.
To go into the World Cup break next month with a massive lead in the World Championship. 8 points for him, 8 points for Iverson. They're the men who lead the Gorzow FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland here. As we build up to Heat 12, and after this race, every rider will have completed 3 rides, and we're with the brilliant teenager, Bartosz Smarslik.
Well, he's going to have his part to play as well, and he's once again coming from the inside, and he was able to take full advantage last time coming from there, so I don't rule him out here. Vashlik won his opening ride. He won there from gate 2. Andres Johnson coming from gate 2. But Vashlik on the outside this time. He needs to pick it up once again with Kasperzak failing to score last time from gate 3. Brilliant Speedway, great lineup once again.
Hope you're enjoying our coverage here on this meeting in Gorzow. It really is something special. And now, great ride from Kasperzak in white. Smarslik is there again in red. Listen to the roar of the crowd down the back straight. Here comes Christoph Kasperzak in white into turns 3 and 4. Kasperzak goes wide. What a move from him. Vashlik on the inside as well. Whoa, great Speedway all the way.
Fabulous Speedway. Now Johnson's at the inside of the teenager Smarslik, having to battle awfully hard. Just to say amongst the points, he goes wide, awfully wide in the bottom corner, and he relegates himself to the back. Johnson now charging hard up the inside of Vashlik. His neck and neck for second place. He's on the back wheel. Brilliant stuff down the back straight. Kasperzak responding brilliantly. He's out in front, stealing a march on the opposition.
Here comes Johnson into second. Third place right now in yellow is Vashlik. Bartosz Smarslik is coming through. He was nearly in Rosette just a couple of moments ago. He's challenging for third. What a ride from Bartosz Smarslik here. Kasperzak wins the race. Vashlik second. Smarslik, oh my goodness me. He was almost out of the stadium just a few moments ago, and he was still in contention right until the end.
He was in Germany, wasn't he, at one point, Nige? And then he got back into his home country and got himself back amongst the points. Kasperzak out in front, really charged hard, clearly frustrated after failing to score in his previous ride. Sensational Speedway we're seeing here this evening. Riders pushing it to the limit.
Christoph Kasperzak, the race winner. Second place was Andreas Jonsson. Third was Bartosz Smarslik with Martin Vashlik at the back. Every rider has now completed 3 heats. Emil Seifuganov, Niels Christian Iverson lead the GP. They are on 8 points apiece.
Well, what a race that was. The last 2 races have been just out of the top draw. The tapes are up, and Bartosz Smarslik on the inside makes a really good fist of it. Kasperzak's there neck and neck, and Andres Johnson, he's out the back. Vashlik round the outside, just finding it hard work, no room there. He just can't get round the outside of Kasperzak. But look at Kasperzak, finds that extra little bit of speed. He goes charging into the bottom corner, and the bikes work beautifully there. Vasilik then at the early stages comes up into second place, but he doesn't stay there for long because Andreas Jonsson gets amongst the act, and well, it's all going on here. It really was difficult to follow, but Kasper Zak out in front. He'll be absolutely delighted to get back to the front and pick up another race win here. Christoph Kasper Zak, big smiles on his face now, Nigel, because he's right back in it, 6 points after 3 rides. That's okay. Feels the pressure here. Riding in Poland, there is a massive amount of attention on the home riders and in the public, in the press. And being a home rider, of course, there's a little bit extra expectation. So yeah, he'll be delighted to win that race. And it just shows you how committed you have to be. It's not easy to win a race in Grand Prix.
And what about the track here, Kelvin? Because when we arrived, we were saying how slick it looks. You said they'd ripped up the start quite dramatically, but I would suggest the racing we've seen so far, the boys out there are really enjoying it. Apart perhaps from Ty Wolfenden, who's clearly in agony, but, you know, the riders are really having a go and putting on a great show tonight.
I think they're always going to have a go in Grand Prix. I don't know if everybody will be enjoying it because it's unpredictable. And I would suggest that's you've got a little bit of soul-searching going on in the paddock to find the right setup for the bikes. But you're dead right. There's plenty of grip on the start, but it's difficult to find a smooth line.
Well, let's hear from Greg Hancock now, who's riding well tonight. 7 points so far. What are his thoughts now? He's with Steve Brandon.
Greg, 7 points, but looking difficult to get exactly in the right place on the track.
Yeah, I mean, led that last one to the last lap, basically. And, you know, riding the line, he thought the quickest, but the track is starting to change slightly now. And, you know, you just got to be on your game.
In my maths, that's about 774 miles of Grand Prix Speedway. Now, that's almost London to Gorzow. I mean, that's nearly as good as the 2,000 odd points.
That's an odd way to look at it, but I'll go with you on that one.
But looking at tonight, 7 points. There's a lot of guys bunched up on 4 and 5. There's a little bit of daylight for you guys.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's you know, there's still valuable heats left to go to get to the semifinals, and you know, then it's game on again. But I feel good right now. Everything's working good, and don't really care what's going on below me. I'm just looking up all the time.
Do you have to keep making changes tonight?
We're making small, subtle changes, not a lot. It's working pretty good. It's more about trying to find the right line. The bike feels like it's as good as it's going to get right now, and but you know, the weather kind of changes a little all the time and gets more humid, so we'll see.
It looks to be making a little bit of dirt on the outside, which makes it really hard to defend.
Yeah, now it is. Now you're starting to see that perhaps the racing line is going to move a little bit, so you know, watch closely.
All right, enjoy the break. Thanks.
Yeah, he actually got caught out by that. It was Pedersen that made that move in his previous ride where he was able to get round the outside, and then Kasper Zak in the following race actually was able to get round the outside as well. So it's it is changing out there.
Well, Emil Sayfutdinov, the man of the moment. Will it be his year? He's with Steve Brandon.
Emil Sayfutdinov, 2 race wins, backing up 8 points at the interval. Pretty good place.
Yeah, of course, it's really good because it's very tough, you know, meeting because this track is really hard, working just inside, so you need to know just win and start and going forward. So
a win off 2 and then a win off 1, but are you making changes all the time tonight?
To be honest, nothing to change, so I'm just, you know, always ready and enjoy every hit. So.
And a long way to go tonight, a long way to go this year, but the lead now 14 points.
Of course, you know, it's very good, but I don't see, you know, it's about this, my points now. I just want, you know, it's every hit and getting this 3 points. So,
when you're riding like you are and getting results like you are, how much fun is Speedway?
Speedway is, you know, it's my work and it's my whole life, you know, so I just do, it's my work, and we'll see what will be the end season.
When you have a long break like we have now, what do you and the team discuss? What do you look at now?
It's my team is very good working. You know, it's even, you know, we have some loose start and loose hit, so we all the time, you know, always have smile on the face. So this is cool for me, you know.
Gate 1 and Heat 14. I'll let you get back to work. Thank you.
Is it his year, Kelvin? That's the question. I would suggest he's got a big opportunity. I mean, look at the lead now, 14 points.
It's working out for him with Woofenden and Pedersen being injured and not quite at their best. And Holder's still finding it difficult to hit top form, a little bit in and out. So he's so consistent right now, stretching his lead. And I would suggest he's just going to try and keep it simple, just keep focusing on each race as it comes. What an effort from Nicky Pedersen last time. Really battled hard after failing to score in the previous ride to get the better of Hancock, who was riding really well out in front. As you rightly said, you can never count him out. He's such a gritty character, and once again shows the grit and determination, because he's hungry for a 4th world title. There's no question of that.
Terrific crowd here, and got to be close to a sellout, absolutely. We're back in Poland for Torun in October. It is the 3rd Grand Prix in Poland. Here's what's coming up for the next 4 heats now.
Antonio Lindback.
2 last places and really struggling.
Niels Christian Iversen.
Really looking good.
Nicky Pedersen.
5 points and really digging deep here tonight.
Martin Vatsuli.
Yeah, he needs to build on that.
Chris Holder.
Really working hard for his 5 points tonight.
Oh, it's looking great, isn't he?
Bartek Zmarzlik.
He's riding well too. Spectacular youngster.
Greg Hancock.
Yeah, 7 points is very handy.
Matej Žagar.
4 points, not going his way tonight.
Krzysztof Kasprzak.
Smashing ride last time.
Ty Woofenden.
Clearly feeling the pain.
Freddie Lindgren.
Yeah, steady for Freddie.
Aleš Drimo.
Yet to score a point, struggling.
Andreas Jonsson.
Yeah, he looked better last time.
Jarek Hampel.
Big win last time out.
Tomasz Golob.
Desperate for points.
And this really is the business end now, where the pattern emerges, the league table emerges as to who is likely to make it into the top 8. Of course,
well,
we have Hancock on 7, Saifudanov on 8, Iversen on 8. They're going to be there, aren't they? And looking good for those guys.
They're within touching distance, aren't they, after 3 rides? You know, the riders down, you know, you look at Martin Vasilek down on 4 points, Hampel on 4 points, Jonsson on 4 points. They're going to be desperate to try and get amongst get a couple of wins in their last 2 rides and get themselves into the top 8. But Zmarzlik there, the 18-year-old, looking good on 5. You know, he's there or thereabouts. So competitive tonight, and very difficult to call at this stage, isn't it, with a couple of rides each to go.
Let's hear from Freddie Lindgren now, down in the pits. He's with Steve.
Freddie, it's a little bit slicker than a normal league match here, but no less action.
No, it's track is a bit tricky for all of us, but you know, there's some patches to find to get some speed, and we'll try our best and make it entertainful.
It looks very tough to try and find the right place to be on the track.
It's hard, it's very slick, and then it's a few patches with grip, and that's what all the riders are trying to aim for, and it's tricky, but it's exciting, eh?
Red next. I mean, it looks like if you can get off the start and tuck inside, you can make a really good run coming off the corner.
It looks like it, and as you see, it's very close on points as well at the moment, and you have to try and take advantage of those inside gates, and that's what we're going to try and do.
Probably going to need a bag of race win in the last 2 to sort of guarantee a semi-final spot.
That's what we're going for. I got gate 1 in my next outing, and try and make a really good start, plug around the inside, and off we go.
Grand Prix series now, a long season. How important is it to build on the Cardiff result?
It's very important. I've had a tough start to the series. Things have gotten better and better towards the end, and try and build on that, try to have a good result here tonight. It's been a bit up and down, but pretty solid, and I need a heat win.
Thanks, Fred. Good luck with the rest of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's working hard, isn't he? And he's beginning to find his form. Clearly very determined. He was unfortunate last time in Cardiff when he got himself in trouble, but that's tough for Ty, you know. I just suggest that not when you consider how the conditions are unpredictable, it's fallen wrong for him. He needed to have had conditions like they were yesterday, which were much more consistent.
He's got inside gates, but you know, quite clearly he's feeling it during a race, isn't he? I think it's fair to say that he's been beaten up in a couple of races tonight, which wouldn't normally happen, Kelvin.
No, he's been so fast this season, and this, you know, it might just have come back a touch too early. Easy to say now, hindsight, wonderful, but you know, he's got 2 rides. If he can pick up, if he could go away with 6 points from 6 points from here this evening, it would be a good effort.
Certainly would. He'd love to bag a race win, Woofenden. In the next race, we have Niels Christian Iversen, who is in the form of his career so far.
Yeah, he is. He's the Danish champion. He's up against Nicky Pedersen, who looked really strong in his last ride. They're just preparing themselves now to get the second half of the meeting underway in Heat 13. But you know, I fancy Niels Christian Iversen to win it tonight. He's been in such fabulous form for Gorzow coming into this event. Here at home, he has been nigh on unbeatable around this track. So, you know, once again tonight, he's sitting pretty on 8 points. He's got to have a really good chance of going all the way here tonight.
So, heat number 13 coming up. We wait for the pit gate to open for the riders to come onto the track. Birdie song now booming around Gorzow here. Kelvin dancing up and down in the commentary box as we prepare for the arrival of the riders for Heat 13.
Yeah, loving the music here this evening, Nige. Quite a range of music here this evening, from AC/DC to the Birdie song. Keeping everybody's tastes well and truly satisfied. Brilliant night at Speedway, great atmosphere, everybody enjoying themselves. Rightly so, the action on track has been truly out of the top drawer. I'm sure we're going to witness some more extraordinary stuff as the evening comes to its conclusion. I'm loving it. I don't know what you think, Nige, but this is what it's all about for me.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. The crowd are loving it as well, because I do find with the Polish fans too, they not only support the riders from their own country, but they do appreciate good Speedway too, and they're here in massive numbers tonight.
Yeah, knowledgeable crowd, aren't they? Yep. They know what it's all about. They understand how tough it is. You know, you've got to be riding at this level, you've got to be 100% committed. We see the difference between winning and losing is so small now. If you'll just hesitate just for a fraction of a second, then you're going to be out the back and struggling to get points. You see it with Lindback right now, you know, he's just not quite on it. He's finding points very difficult to come by. Here we go. Lindback's out here. He's just having a few adjustments to his equipment just as we build up to Heat 13. And I do hope that Lindback can try and find the key to it, because he's such an exciting rider when he gets it right. And so far this season, he really is finding it tough going.
Yeah, and it's a shame, because he's naturally gifted Speedway rider who, you have to remember, won his first Grand Prix only last year, but has lost it this year for some reason. He really has struggled.
Not there.
Yeah. So we build up to heat number 13 now. The resumption of the Gorzow FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland. This is a 4th round of rides for each rider. Heat 13 it is then here in Gorzow. Martin Vasilik goes off the inside. Nicky Pedersen off 2. Niels Christian Iversen, one of the 4 men tonight off gate 3. Antonio Lindback off the outside. If you are new to Grand Prix Speedway, and I know we have a lot of new viewers of Grand Prix Speedway this season, it is 3 points for a win, 2 for second, 1 for third, nothing for finishing last, and it's all about the points you accumulate over 5 rides and who gets into the top 8 of the 16 to qualify for the semi-finals here in Gorzow tonight. Great Speedway so far. Hope you're enjoying it with us as we build up to heat number 13 now. Who's going to emerge here? Tate tries. Good start from Pedersen off 2. Now Iversen on gate number 3 comes around the outside and Pedersen's gone to the back. The lead here is Vasilik and now down the back straight. Niels Christian Iversen. What a ride down the back straight. And Vasilik has lost it.
All out of shape. Pedersen now up into
Lindback second.
Now Lindback's right there. Brilliant first corner from Iversen. He's stolen the marks on the opposition. Lindback beginning to find a bit of speed. But look at Pedersen. Pedersen now charges round the outside. In turns 3 and 4, getting himself back into second place. Super stuff from the 3-time world champion, but Niels Christian Iversen. What can you say about the home rider here? Looking great out in front.
Iversen has that lead. Pedersen second. The Danes 1-2 right now. Vasilik is coming around the outside, trying to get the better of Antonio Lindback. But Niels Christian Iversen is through to the semi-finals now. Down the back straight, he's got the race under control. He's going to hit double figures. He's going to hit 11 points. And Niels Christian Iversen takes the checkered flag. Nicky Pedersen second. Antonio Lindback third. And at the back was Martin Vasilik. That was unbelievable Speedway early on. They were trading blows.
Yeah.
And, well, quite frankly, sometimes this meeting, it's hard to keep up with it.
Yeah, it takes your breath away at times here tonight, but Iversen round the first corner was spectacular. Found that little bit of extra speed as he charged down the back straight on the opening lap and really got himself to the front. He's so fast indeed. He's going to be tough to beat here this evening.
Iversen the winner with Pedersen second, Lindback was third, and trailing in at the back there was Martin Vašilik. And it now means that Niels Christian Iversen is on 11 points and looking good. Nicky Pedersen is on 7 now, and he is in the top 8, but the race for the top 8 is well and truly on. What a ride from that man, Niels Christian Iversen.
Yeah, he's fantastic. We've got to take a look at the first corner. He comes out of gate 3. He's on the middle part of the track. Just finds that nice little bit of grip and swoops around the outside. That was a smashing stuff from him, and he then gets to the front. Vašilik all out of shape, very nearly collected. Nicky Pedersen does very well. You see Vašilik there, overlocks and goes straight and very nearly collected. Pedersen, he responds. Lindback at this early stage gets himself into second place, but Pedersen, after that previous ride where he got himself to the front when he got the better of Hancock, once again winding it on, desperate for points. Track's been graded, a little bit of water on the track, a little bit greasy, but finally he gets himself into second place. But Iversen, 11 points, he's looking really good tonight.
And Nicky Pedersen with 7 as well, with that hand-arm injury. But one man who's dropped himself in a little bit of trouble is Martin Vašilik. He started with 4 from 2 rides. He's now had 2 last places.
Yeah.
And may well now miss out on the semi-finals. You need 8 points to really be in the mix. It's very rare that you get through on 7. And even on 8, sometimes you need the count back.
Yeah, we've seen it once this year, getting through on 7, but you're right, it's not very often the case. 8 points is often the minimum you need, and in that you need at least a race win.
So Greg Hancock goes off the inside here, the 43-year-old, up against the 18-year-old. Bartosz Smarslik, gate 2, Emil Seifutin off gate 3, and Chris Holder going off the outside in yellow.
Yeah, Dad on the inside. Looking good tonight once again. Hancock rolling back the years as he always does every fortnight in the Grand Prix. Seifutin off the championship leader. Gotta say, Bartosz has got absolutely fabulous support here.
He has now into that first turn. Seifutin absolutely brilliant. Oh, and Hancock's lost control. Second place right now is Chris Holder. Third in blue is Bartosz Smarslik. And at the back is Greg Hancock. Oh! Seifutin almost loses it. He's gone to the fence on the home straight and has got the bike back under control. Seifutin leads. Holder is second. Bartosz Smarslik is third. And Greg Hancock at the back. But you're right, Kelvin. Smarslik's coming here.
It's quick here. He's winding it on. He now chops back, generating a little bit more speed. Got a feel for Hancock. Got himself into all sorts of trouble in that first corner, and it's out the back. Once again, Emil Seifutin making it look awfully easy out in front. Sharp away from the tape, tugging the inside. Wheel perfect out in front. Holder now just beginning to settle nicely in second place. Smarslik's effort there. Can he find anything extra with just about half a lap to go? Seifutin, this is his race again.
He's going to move on to 11, level with Niels Christian Iversen. And it looks as though Seifutin and Iversen will get first pick of gate positions for the semi-finals. Chris Holder second. Third place there was Bartosz Smarslik, and Greg Hancock trailed in at the back after losing control of the bike in the early stages of the race, and that means that Hancock has still got a little bit of work to do in his final ride tonight if he is going to appear in the semi-final. So has Holder, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's moved on to 7 with 1 race to go.
What
Big
a ride
win for Seifutin. He is looking masterful, absolutely masterful. He's making the starts and has got so much speed.
Yep.
Seifutin, the race winner from Holder, from Smarslik, and from the unlucky Greg Hancock there, who lost control of the bike early on. This is what it means. It's Iversen and Seifutin on 11, and then a whole host of riders on 7 points apiece. Holder, Pedersen, and Hancock.
Yeah, it's really bunching up there, isn't it, after the top 2. Once again, Emil Seifutin, not renowned for his starting ability, but here tonight has found 3 starts on the spin. And once he hits the front, he has so much speed, and he's wheel perfect. As you rightly say, masterful performance out in front from the young Russian. Really does look business. Oh my goodness gracious, he does put a massive locker going into turn 3 on the opening lap, and then there's a little bit of a choppy part of track when the bike then straightens up underneath him. There you just see Greg Hancock. He did ever so well just to stay up on his motorbike there, but fails to score, and as you rightly say, he's got work to do. Look at that. How on earth he stays on there. If that had happened to Ty Woofenden, you just sense he would have come off the bike, but fully fit, Emil Sayfutdinov leading the championship. He hangs on out in front. 7 points. Bit of work to do for Holder in his last one. Could really do with another second place to be sure of making the semis.
Yep, heat number 15. We've had a bit of everything here tonight. Crashes, controversial decisions, fantastic racing.
Yeah.
Not to mention the birdie song over the tannoy. Brilliant. Heat 15, Grand Prix Speedway.
Got everything.
What can Ty Woofenden do off gate number 2 here? It's Freddie Lindgren off the inside, the fast Swede. Fast Freddie, he's known, 5 points. Ty Woofenden, gate number 2, riding through the pain barrier. Christoph Kasperzak, gate 3 in white. He's been spectacular tonight. Matti Zegar going off the outside in yellow. Terrific atmosphere. Great occasion here tonight in the Gorzow FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland. And of course, we have the prospect of the return of Darcy Ward in Copenhagen. Looking forward to that time as well. The Parken, 2 weeks tonight. That is going to be something special as well. Heat number 15. Team tries. Woofenden's made a good one of 2, but so has Zegar off the outside. Now can Woofenden take him wide? And Woofenden has that lead. What a ride from Ty Woofenden. Zegar second. Watch out for Kasperzak in white here. And Freddie Lindgren is coming back for more as well. Now can Woofenden hold on for a race win, which could be so vital to his World Championship? And Kasperzak has gone to the back. A real battle for third now up the inside of Freddie Lindgren.
Kasperzak up the inside there. Whoa! Performance from Ty Woofenden out in front, away from the gate 2 position, charging away out in front. Could well pick up a win here this evening, and this will boost his confidence no end at all. Sensational performance from the young British rider.
You've got to take your hat off to this young man. Ty Woofenden down the back straight. This will put him up to 5. If he wins from the inside in his last race, he can still get into the semi-finals. That young man is an absolute superstar. Ty Woofenden in blue wins a race, riding with a badly broken collarbone, plated together. Unbelievable. And the Speedway Grand Prix just takes another twist.
Bit of
drama going into the pits.
Yeah, Lindgren and Kasperzak clearly happy with one another. Lindgren, I suggest, was a little bit concerned about Kasperzak's move there late on in the race. But what can you say about Ty Woofenden? That was just an excellent effort, showing so much courage, because he's clearly in an awful lot of pain here tonight. Comes out of gate 2, picks up an awfully important 3 points there. That was a terrific effort.
Zegar was second, Kasperzak third. Lindgren was relegated to the back.
Not happy.
Ty Woofenden is on the verge of the top 8.
Wow.
With 1 race to go. What a dramatic turnaround that is.
Well, he's feeling that. He's feeling that big time. Look at this. He is out of gate 2. The bike just pulls him nicely to the first corner, but there'll be an awful lot of pressure on the collarbone going into the first corner. Track is unpredictable. It's rutty, a little bit choppy, particularly going through that bottom corner. His team are absolutely delighted with that. 5 points. I suggest a couple more would be job done here tonight, just to give himself half a chance. Kasperzak, ruthless there with Freddie Lindgren, and Lindgren let him know all about it on the way back to the paddock. But, well, I take my hat off to Ty Woofenden, and that is an excellent effort from him. 5 points, pain written all over his face rather. 1 ride to go from the inside. Well,
yeah, he's off the inside of heat 19 against Nicky Pedersen.
You wonder, though, you're just looking at his face, Nigel. Sorry to jump over you, but just looking at his face, you just wonder whether he can really keep going all the way tonight, because he looks in a lot of discomfort.
Well, he said to me earlier today, if I can get 6 or 7 points, it's been worth coming. He's got 5.
Nearly there.
Yep. Heat number 16 it is. This is a big ride for Thomas Golub now off the inside. This man is Jarek Hampel we're seeing now, but Thomas Golub at this stage last year was on 3 points and still made the final.
Wow.
So he's off the inside. Jarek Hampel is off gate 2, Andreas Johnson gate 3, Alice Drimmel off the outside. This is heat 16, and after this race every rider will have completed 4 rides each.
Yeah, well, Golub's going to have to find his best here now, because he's found it hard work tonight. Different body language. It's not because he's not concerned or not caring about his performance. He just hasn't had the setup, and he hasn't had the speed. And so now from the inside, he's going to have to find that extra little special ingredient.
He hasn't made the start. Hampel has, and he's going to clamp it down. Johnson is second now, coming around the outside, and Alice dribbles in the mix as well. Now Golub is coming through up the inside line, trying to get the better of Jonsson, who goes wide, trying to go around the outside of Hampel. Jonsson charging hard. Hampel, oh, Golub's packed up. Golub was packed up, and that ends his hopes of qualifying for the semi-finals. But Jonsson now battling with Hampel. Have we got a race on here or what?
Have we indeed? Jonsson round the outside. Hampel pushes him wide. Jonsson jumps back to the inside. He gets there! On the inside, going into the last lap. Brilliant ride from Andreas Jonsson.
Here comes Hampel!
Whoa, brilliant stuff out in front. Andreas Jonsson looking better and better as the evening goes on. He's out in front. Hampel looking for a way back. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, Nigel.
And Jonsson picks up a bit of drive, and Hampel now in the closing stages of heat number 16 has gone wide. Has he got enough speed? Jonsson is going to win the race.
Brilliant
Great
stuff.
ride from Andreas Jonsson. That puts him onto 7 and gives him a great chance at the semi-final places. But it's misery for Thomas Golub. His bike packed up. He's
Kill
only
switch
got
came
3
out
points.
nice.
Yep.
The lanyard on his wrist pulled out, and it actually got disconnected, and it literally just cut the engine dead. Can't believe it. Andreas Jonsson, meanwhile, what a storming ride that was. All of a sudden, we're beginning to see the best from him here tonight. Desperately disappointing in the early rounds, but gotta say, that was a terrific result for him, getting the better of Hampel. Super Speedway.
Andreas Jonsson, the winner, 7 points to him now. Puts him right in contention. Look how close it is for the race for the top 8.
Whoa.
And the leader is Niels Christian Iversen with Emil Seifudenov.
Fabulous ride from AJ there. He really did mean business, really dug deep because Hampel was away. Here we see it again. Golub's missed the start on the inside. Got to say, Hampel's made a jet-propelled one from gate 2. He's round the inside, fires himself to the front. Golub up the inside. AJ charges in the second place round the outside in turns 3 and 4. And then he really sets about Hampel. There you just see Golub. I don't know if the bike packed up before the kill switch comes out or he pulls it out on purpose. I'll have to watch that one again, but either way, he has some sort of issue that causes him to pull out of the race. Look at this stuff here from Andreas Jonsson. This is what we were expecting to see from the Swede. Such a good rider, really has been out of sight. There you see it, must have been an engine failure, and he pulls the kill switch to try and save some of the damage to the motor. But here we see Hampel and Andreas Jonsson really going at it. Fabulous Speedway with Andreas Jonsson coming out on top.
Yeah, spectacular Speedway here in Gorzow tonight. There's 4 heats to go.
Proper Speedway.
To establish who the semi-finalists will be, and there are a number of contenders. It is wide open now.
Yeah.
Several riders on 7 and 6, and it's all down to these 4 heats.
They're all in it, Nige.
They're all in it. It's all happening.
It's all happening, and they're 2 riders on 11 points. Then they're all stacking in behind them with Kasperzak, Holder, Pedersen and Hancock on 7, and Jonsson now on 7 with Hampel on 6. So tight. Hugely important races coming up. Seifudenov leads the world easy with 80 big points to his name. Ty Woofenden hanging in there with that super last ride from him.
Yep, great stuff. And with Seifudenov going so well.
Looking good in
But it is down to the last 4 heats. And Andreas Jonsson, who pulled off that brilliant ride, is now with our man Steve Brandon.
Andreas Jonsson, Nigel Pearson just hit a brilliant ride. It was a brilliant ride, sir.
Yeah, it was. You know, I mean, terrible problems from the gate in the beginning of the meeting. Bike just want to, hook up too early, and I can't get it going. And now we changed a few things, and it worked better. You know.
It's not an understatement to say every race win's important, but that one could be vital tonight on countback.
Definitely, I knew that before. I need to have a race win to be in the semi, and maybe this one was it.
How much sometimes do you have to give yourself a good talking to as much as anything else getting it working?
That's really important, that's one of the biggest things. But the other thing is, like, the changes you do, you got to believe in them and then go for it, Otherwise, even if it's better, you don't have a chance anyway.
Not many people listening. What changes did you make?
I went 2 down.
Okay, thanks, mate. Back to work.
Yeah, that was a brilliant ride there, and he had the extra speed there to get the better of the opposition, and certainly he fully deserved it because it was a courageous ride, and the changes he made clearly worked.
Yep, and Ty Woofenden pulled off a brilliant race win. He is now with Steve Brandon.
Ty, I've just said to Andreas Johnson about how important race wins are. They're always important, but that was an awesome ride off gate 2.
Yeah, definitely. You know, just made a half-decent start, and that's half the battle, you know. So I think I got one more ride to score another 3 points, hopefully, and see if someone else drops a few, then maybe we can get in the semi.
Is this as hard as your face is telling me it is?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you dig in? How do you do this tonight?
Just get on with it, man. There's, you know, the bone's broken. It is what it is, but, you know, everyone's seen that it's broken, and I just try to do my bit, you know, and second in the championship. And, you know, if I was probably like 9th or 10th, I probably wouldn't have came today. But, you know, when you're up there, you just got to really dig deep. And, you know, I scored a few points, which I'm happy with, and a couple of last places, which was unfortunate. But I've got a broken collarbone.
Red race jacket on, gate 1 next. Is there another start like the last one in Ty Woofenden tonight?
I hope so.
Thanks.
Wow, what an effort from Ty Woofenden.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And you have to take your hat off to the guy, don't you?
You do. It's a terrific effort. You know, he's in a lot of pain, not anywhere near fully fit. He's got a broken bone in his body, and he's riding. And conditions probably have come up and have gone against him. But if he can hit the front in the last one, he can win it. And 8 points, that would be a fantastic. He might even have an opportunity. If he gets to 8 points, he could well have an opportunity of getting in the semi-finals with 2 race wins. So, you know, he could come away with an extra bonus. I just hope he doesn't get collected by somebody, because I think that could be curtains for him. But so far, so good.
Well, Nicky Pedersen is another hero of our shale sport, and he's a Grand Prix legend. He's with Steve Brandon now.
Nicky Pedersen, these nights at the office aren't getting any easier, are they?
No, it's never getting any easier in the Grand Prix, you know. You always got to be quite focused, you know. And my first bike in my second ride, you know, lost the compression and couldn't quite figure out what went wrong in the first one. But after a couple of laps, it started slowing up. But we didn't figure it out, so we changed it and made some different things, but it didn't work. So changed bike, and I've been okay since.
7 points with the sharp end of the meeting coming up. Another semi-final looks well on the cards for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important about the gating position. So I got the last one, you know, I need to get some points on the scoreboard.
You look like with that bike you've got now, you've got plenty of speed. It's just putting yourself in the right places on the track.
Absolutely, you know, I'm actually enjoying on that bike. The other one was very, very awkward, you know, and the strength is not 100% yet in the wrist, you know, so I was struggling with that. But I said to the boy, there's something wrong, you know, it's pulling my muscles out, you know. So I changed the bike and it felt a lot better, you know, and it was helping me.
Even though you've got a bike that looks very quick, you still have to make changes here with the last one to come?
Yeah, we make changes every race, you know, here and there a little bit, just to improve a little bit.
Thanks, Nicky. Cheers.
Yeah, good effort from Nicky. Clearly was underpowered in that race where he finished at the back, but he's bounced back since then, and he's looking good, you know, with 1 race to go.
Krzysztof Kasprzak.
Could do with a point to book his place in the semi-finals.
Aleš Drimo.
Struggled tonight.
Emil Sayfudinov.
The man of the moment and the clear leader in the World Championship race.
Antonio Lindback.
Yeah, finding points hard to come by.
Freddie Lindgren.
He'll be determined to hit back.
Martin Vatsuli.
Good start, but has faded since.
Greg Hancock.
Just the 7 points could do with at least a
Tomasz
point.
Golub.
Disappointing for Golub.
Jarek Hampel.
6 points to his name. Could do with a second at least.
Yeah, he's still got a chance for the
Nicky
semis.
Pedersen.
Well, riding well, Nicky.
Ty Woofenden.
Great effort from Woofenden.
Andreas Jonsson.
What a ride that
Chris
was.
Hauda.
Yeah, working hard.
Nils Christian Iversen.
Well, he's riding brilliantly. 11 out of 12.
Matej Žagar.
Another rider with a chance for the semis.
So, heat number 17 is coming up. Well, here they come. Business end of the meeting, Kelvin.
Indeed it is, and it's been terrific so far, and I don't expect it to be anything different now. Heat 17, Lindback's out, Sayfudinov the championship leader. Good clash here, of course. We saw Kasperzak, who's out here, and Kasperzak and Emil Sayfudinov in Cardiff, of course, came together in that final. Dramatic stuff in the last lap. Kasperzak threw everything at Sayfudinov on that last corner. Ashley Holloway there, he's the engine tuner for Emil Sayfudinov. Little little bit concerned. He was telling me yesterday how he really is having to fight. He finds this whole World Championship so nerve-wracking, but clearly he's doing a great job for him.
Be number 17 then, coming up, and Antonio Lindbach finding life tough in the Grand Prix this season, and he'll be hoping to get it right in Copenhagen in a fortnight's time. And this is a big race coming up. Kasperzak on 7 off the outside gate. Needs a big race here. Heat number 17 coming up. Can Sayfutdinov win the race and assure himself of first pick of gate positions in the semi-finals? Heat 17 is on the way then. Across the grid, Antonio Lindbach goes off the inside in red. Gate 2 in blue is the series leader, the brilliant Russian Emil Sayfutdinov. Alice Drimmel, gate 3 in white. Christoph Kasperzak looking for a big ride here. He goes off the outside in yellow. Heat number 17, Niels Christian Iversen, having a brilliant night.
Yeah, he is.
Hasn't won a Grand Prix yet. He could well win this one tonight.
Yeah, he's got a very good chance. Here we go. Kasperzak on the outside. He's the danger man for Sayfutdinov. He really has been in top form once again tonight.
Big race then, heat number 17, and it's a good start from Lindbach, but Sayfutdinov's there going into the first turn. He didn't make the best of starts, Sayfutdinov, but that was a wonderful move into the first turn, and Kasperzak has come through into second. He's looking quick as well. Kasperzak around the outside has got lots of drive, and coming through into third here in white is Alice Drimmel with Antonio Lindbach at the back, but Sayfutdinov has that lead right now, but Kelvin, Kasperzak has got a lot of speed here.
Yeah, Kasperzak once again. This is an action replay of what we saw 2 weeks ago in the final. Sayfutdinov right in the inside, but Kasperzak working hard around the outside, trying to find a little bit more speed, but Sayfutdinov, who didn't make a good start, but somehow got the bite to the first corner. Kasperzak now chopping back nearly to the inside, following the same racing line as the young Russian rocket out in front. Looks like the Russian rocket's going to pick up another win, moving on to 14 points. Kasperzak looking down at his kit, but Sayfutdinov really going super out in front.
Emil Sayfutdinov is going to take the checkered flag for Heat 17.
Yeah.
Goes into the semi-finals with 14 points. That is a brilliant, brilliant effort.
Yeah.
Christoph Kasperzak in second there, puts him on to 9, and that will be enough for him to go through to the semi-finals. And Antonio Lindbach's misery continues. He finishes tonight with just 3 points. Antonio Lindbach, he got 1 in Cardiff, 5 in Prague, so he's only got 4 in the last 2 Grand Prix.
Desperate.
Antonio Lindbach,
desperate.
His night is over.
It's all over for him. Heat 17, the result.
Yep, and it's a win for Sayfutdinov. Christoph Kasperzak was second, Alice Drimmel third.
Yeah.
Antonio Lindbach at the back. Kasperzak brilliant there, puts him on to 9. That'll do for him. But Emil Sayfutdinov having a brilliant night. 14 points, simply unstoppable.
He is. He scored 14 points in Cardiff, and he's got 2 raids potentially to come. He's loving it out there. Doesn't make a really good sharp getaway here. It's very level as they come to the first corner, but with all that confidence, he comes charging into the first corner, and he dominates it. Kasperzak on the outside shows a lot of speed early on, and we thought for a moment that he was going to be able to do something, but with the track grade, a little bit of water on, just a little bit greasy, couldn't find any extra speed on the outside. And when you consider how fast that Sayfutdinov is going tonight, just couldn't find that way through. Super stuff, 14 points to the young Russian. As I say, that really is a terrific return from his first ride. Just dropped a point. Really is dominating the World Championship at this stage. Kasperzak in second place, onto 9 points. Safely through, I would suggest, to the semi-final. But what can you say about Sayfutdinov? It's all going its way, pulling further and further away in the championship race.
Absolutely, and he could well have an unassailable lead going into the World Cup break at the end of this month. We go to Copenhagen in a fortnight, then it's the World Cup break. A reminder, event 1 in Chesterhover, event 2 in Kings Lynn, then it's Prague for the race-off and the final of the World Cup. But for now, we're up to heat number 18. Thomas Golub off the inside won't ride in the semis, but with apologies to our regular Speedway fans, a reminder that every point you score in the World Championship counts towards your final total at the end of the season. So points are up for grabs for Golub off the inside, even though this will be his last ride. Hancock off 2, Vachilik off 3. And going off the outside is Fredrik Lindgren, who has got a lot of anger in him again tonight.
Yeah, he has. He was upset about the move that Kasperzak made on him in the last race. But Golub, I tell you what, this is some tough time for Golub. Really is finding points hard to come by. He
number 18. Hancock with a beauty off gate number 2. Greg Hancock magnificent. Round the outside comes Frederick Lindgren now. Thomas Golub is third, but really going wheel to wheel with Frederick Lindgren. Lindgren goes high and wide. The man at the back right now is Martin Vasilik. Lindgren having a go to try and close the gap on Greg Hancock. Hancock with the lead. Lindgren second, Golub third, and Vasilik now having a go at the back too.
Yeah, great start from Greg Hancock. He's out in front. He would have been disappointed to have been passed by Nicky Pedersen early on. Martin Vasilik round the outside of Golub. Golub having to hang on just at 1 point. Look at Vasilik now charging hard, winding it on. It's neck and neck for that third place. Lindgren's in second place. Hancock cruising out in front. Big effort from Vasilik round the outside of Golub. Just a lap to go. Golub just not showing the form we've come accustomed to here. We've seen him do some such tremendous rides here in Gorzow, but not here tonight.
Greg Hancock, what a display.
Yeah.
This is going to take him through with a double-figure score. 10 points for Hancock. Lindgren was second. Thomas Golub was third. And right at the back there was Martin Vasilik, who, sadly for him, means there's no repeat of the fairy tale story of last year here in Gorzow.
No.
For Martin Vasilik. But for Greg Hancock, time and again, Kelvin, he just comes up with a ride like that.
Absolutely, really was very professional there, just showed all the class. He made an excellent start, textbook start I would suggest. Cleared at the first corner and just rode a great line out in front.
Greg Hancock, the race winner, with Frederick Lindgren finishing second there. He's on 7 points now. Golub third, and Vasilik at the back. So Hancock, I should say, moves on to 10. Frederick Lindgren is on 7 points now.
Yeah,
but
hasn't won a race,
no,
Nigel.
hasn't won a race, and that could well go against him.
He's vulnerable there in 8th place. I suggest he could well be overhauled. But look at this from Hancock. He comes out of gate 2, very clean. And the bike powers it to the first corner. Frederick Lindgren on the outside there, just can't quite get amongst it, just hasn't had quite enough speed. Look at those shots there with the bike charging forward. Hancock will be delighted with that. He's such a competitor, isn't he? 43 years of age, but still out there winning races when the Grand Prix just gets harder and harder on year. Big effort from Vasilik, but he fails to score, and after a promising start, he has faded out of contention here this evening, and he'll be desperately disappointed with that because he won here last year, of course. But Hancock through to the semi-finals. More to come from him. Unfortunately for Thomas Golub, who's just next door to this man, we won't be seeing him anymore this evening.
Yeah, great ride from Greg Hancock there. And if you are new to watching Speedway on TV, wherever you are in the world, why not try it for yourself? Of course, in Europe right now, the leagues are in full flow, in Sweden, here in Poland, and in the UK as well. World Cup, as I say, just around the corner. And there's action in Denmark and the Czech Republic too at this time of year.
Busy time of year, talking to riders. International riders are nearly riding every day of the week in at least 3 countries every week. Very busy times for him.
Ty Woffington off the inside in the red helmet colour. Can he make the gate and get 8 points? Nicky Pedersen off 2, still needs points. Bartosz Marslik still needs points. He's off gate 3, and so does Jarek Hampel off the outside. Big race, this one. Every rider needs something from heat number 19. Woffington has made a good start, but so has Hampel from the outside. Jarek Hampel has the lead. Now Woffington is really pushing him on, and Woffington has got the lead. Jarek Hampel second. Here comes Hampel around the outside. Woffington has got to hold the inside line. Ty Woffington is riding the race of his life. Hampel second. Pedersen is third. What a ride this is from Ty Woffington.
Oh, neck and neck down the back straight. Nicky Pedersen somehow pushing his way into second place. What an effort from Ty Woffington out in front, showing so much courage in the inside gate. Each chance to the front, looking like he could pick up his second. Whoa! Pedersen out of shape. Hampel back into second place. Sensational Speedway. The crowd are loving that one, but Ty Woffington, well, words fail me. This is such a good effort from him.
Into the final lap of heat number 19. He came to Gorzow just a fortnight after a badly shattered collarbone, and Ty Woffington has got 8 points, 2 race wins. What a performance! It's Woffy, Woffy, Woffy!
Fantastic stuff from Ty Woffington. Fantastic stuff. The woofy out of the top drawer, I would suggest. He has shown such courage. It's a fabulous performance from him.
Oh, he's a hero. He's an absolute hero,
Kelvin, because he's put himself right on the line. It could have so easily have gone all wrong tonight, but his last two rides from Gate 2 and Gate 1 respectively have just proven he's got 6 points out of his last two. That is just a marvellous effort.
And how did Hampel and Pedersen stay on the motorbike?
Don't know, really.
Bartosz
We'd have to go and ask him.
Oh, it's unbelievable Speedway here tonight.
Wow.
Woofenden well and truly into the top 8 here, and with 2 race wins to his name, that will do him. Who would have thought that this young man, born in Scunthorpe, would have got through to the semi-finals?
Grew up in Perth, of course.
He did.
He will be delighted with this. Hampel makes a really good fist of it initially, but just a little bit of more grip there from Ty round the inside. He gets himself to the front. Look at Nicky Pedersen. He's well and truly involved here. Hampel looks like he might be able to get a bit more speed, and Hampel responds. But look at this. They're almost fighting each other. Hampel stays on the bike there. He slams against the fence, and then he's able to replay the compliment. He comes charging up the inside himself, and then he takes Nicky's front wheel away. Look at the reaction from the Woofenden camp. They can't believe it. It's all going right. He's had a couple of tough rides early on where he failed to score, but the last two, he's taken full advantage of the inside gates. Pain written all over his face. He's got another ride to come. I don't know how he's going to do it. Tell you what, he's going to have to take it easy tomorrow, that's for sure, but what an effort from him.
Wrocław riding tomorrow, Kelv.
Yeah, he could earn a few quid, I suppose. You know.
Wolverhampton are riding Monday.
Oh, yeah, you know. He's riding well, he's winning races, the promotion said
Why not?
Why, nothing wrong with you?
Never in doubt. Heat 20, Matti Zegar is here off the inside gate. Then you've got Niels Christian Iversen off gate 2 in blue, who is riding brilliantly tonight. And then 2 riders off the outside 2 gates here, Chris Holder and Andreas Jonsson on 7 points apiece.
Wow.
This will be Heat 20. This will be the final race to decide the 8 qualifiers for the semi-finals. So this is the last race of the qualifiers. Then we're through to the semi-finals and then the grand final. Whatever happens in a Grand Prix, we are assured a last heat decider.
We are. Never fails. Plenty to race for here. 3 of them certainly need points. Iversen's through, but he'll be looking to build on it. But I tell you what, the other 3 riders, Holder particularly, coming out of gate 3, the world champion. Once more.
Number 20 it is, and Chris Holder has made a beauty off gate number 3. And now Jonsson sweeping around the outside in yellow. Zegar holds second, but not for long. And here comes Iversen in blue as well. But the lead here is with Chris Holder in white. Superb ride. Jonsson second, third Zegar. And a big surprise here with Niels Christian Iversen, the man at the back.
Yeah, Iversen's out the back. That is a huge surprise indeed. I fancied he would within much of the points. Probably the favourite for the race. Holder, the world champion, showing the reason that he is the world champion, responding brilliantly. Disappointed, of course, in his opening ride where he failed to score in the restart, but he's out in front, pulling away, looking good now, Holder. And got to say, Jonsson's now stamped his authority on second place, with Iversen trying everything to get round. Now chops to the inside.
Here comes Iversen for third. Right up the inside line.
Brilliant ride there, but Zegar now responding round the outside. Out of the race for third place.
Sensational Speedway right the way till the end of Heat 20 here. Holder with a brilliant win. He's through to the semi-finals. Andreas Jonsson in second place, a hard-fought second as well. Matti Zegar was third. And Niels Christian Iversen trailing in at the back. Who would have believed that?
That's a shock. Got to say that wasn't seeing that one coming with Iversen failing to score, but Holder showing great courage, certainly looking really good out there, sharp away from the tapes, really important win, turning his night around, moving on to 10 points.
Super ride from Chris Holder, confirmation of the result of heat number 20 here. Holder the winner, Jonsson second, Matti Zegar third, and Niels Christian Iversen trailed in at the back.
Well, what a ride from Chris Holder. He came out of gate 3. Haven't seen the gate stats tonight, but it'll be interesting to see what they're like, because gate 3, I don't know how good it's been, but he certainly makes light work of it. He sweeps across in front of the opposition and stamps his authority. Andreas Jonsson could have been a threat here because he was so fast in his previous ride, and he certainly gets himself nicely into into second place. Terrific battle for third place between Iversen and Zagar. And Zagar finally gets that third place, with Iversen surprisingly failing to score. But Chris Holder, he means business. He's on 10 points, comfortably into the semi-finals here. The world champion, don't rule him out. Second here last year, of course. He's looking for more. Super stuff from Chris Holder, and he's pleased with that, failing to score in his opening ride when he was out in front in the original staging, but big smiles from him, and he's comfortably through into the semis, Nige. What a night we've seen. It's had everything. Anybody who paid their admission price, I tell you what, you've got plenty of value for it here this evening, haven't you? It really has been entertaining stuff.
Yeah, it really is brilliant Speedway here, and the Gorzow Grand Prix never, ever lets us down. It really was brilliant, and it's something special here with a packed house in the Edward Jansart Stadium, and we're down to the semi-finals and the final. But whatever happens, Kelv, we have to say, Emil Saifudanov is going to have a comfortable lead going into Copenhagen in a fortnight's time. Yeah, he is. He's looked terrific. He has hardly put a wheel wrong. He's only dropped 1 point. Dominated the opening 20 races, and he's 3 points clear, you know, with Niels Christian Iversen, who's in second. So competitive, with Pedersen finally getting that last qualifying spot. With Ty Woffender, what an effort from him. Just the 2 points from the 3 rides, and then gate 2 and 1. He gets 6 points from his last 2 to get himself into the top 8. That is a fabulous effort from him. Just shows you what it means for him. And now the decision to be here to ride is fully justified. A risky one, but it's paid off. Yeah, very much so. And every rider has now completed their 5 rides. The FIM jury are just clarifying with the race director, Tony Olsen, and the referee. Disappointing night for the poles, Nige. You know, it's 4 of them here, and only 1 makes the top 8. Yeah. You know, riders of the class of Hampel, Golob, Smarslik, of course, this time failing to get through. Can understand that. He's still very young and inexperienced, but Golob, you know, that's a terrible night for him, just with 4 points. That's you know, questions are going to be starting to ask about Golob. You know, he led the World Championship earlier this year, and he's just plummeting down the order, and he really does need to find some top form very quickly. Very much so. And Emil Saifudanov 14, Niels Christian Iversen 11. Yeah. Chris Holder and Greg Hancock on 10 points apiece. And for me, Kelv, they have just been really steady tonight. They've done their job superbly. Professional without being spectacular. The man out in front is in a class of his own, Saifudanov, at this stage. Iversen will be just stinging a bit from failing to score in the last one. Here we go, standings at this stage. Yep, confirmation then of the top 8. Mickey Pedersen just misses out. So it's Emil Saifudanov, Niels Christian Iversen, Chris Holder, Greg Hancock, Christoph Kasperzak, Andreas Jonsson, Woffenden and Jarek Hampel through to the semi-finals. That's been awfully close between Hampel and Pedersen, both on 8 points. Must have come back to either race wins or when they met. Both have had 1 race win each, so it must have come about when they actually met. Saifudanov gets the first pick, goes for the inside gate. Chuffed with that. No major surprise there, Kelv? No, not at all. Here we see Cheston here. He's won the race out of gate 2. Yeah, there you go. He looked good from there. He's won 2 races, I suggest, from gate 2 tonight. Much better form from AJ. He's going to go from gate 3. Happy days for him. And gate 4 for Ty Woffenden, you know, he's done remarkably well. Been more difficult, of course, at this stage, coming from the outside. And if he picks up another point tonight, I think he'll be delighted. I think that you look at his face, he's clearly struggling. Semi-final number 2. Where's he going to go? Iversen. I think he'll go for the inside. Although he does like a blast around the outside, but yeah, no question, straight to gate 1. Red helmet colour. Chris Holder. Well, gate 2 didn't work for him last time in Cardiff.
not sure about it. Going to keep his fingers crossed. He's going to give it a second chance. Kasperzak,
3.
Yeah, I would suggest so.
Oh. Well, shows what we know.
Just made fools of us, hasn't he? Because he takes gate 4. And Hampel, I would suggest, will be chuffed to bits, firstly, to have made the semi-finals, because he's got him by the skin of his teeth, at the cost of Nicky Pedersen, and that is a bit of a shock.
Yep, very much so. So they're the lineups for the 2 semi-finals, and Woffington, it is a long, long way to that first turn from gate number 4. Really is such a long way.
What a story it would be if he makes the final tonight. You know, it's just incredible how he's turned his fortunes around. This is what's coming up, Nigel.
Tai Woffinden.
8 points with a broken collarbone.
Andreas Jonsson.
Much more like it.
Greg Hancock.
Steady performance with 10 points.
Emil Seyfudinov.
It's been outstanding tonight.
Krzysztof Kasprzak.
9 points and worked really hard for his points.
In by the skin of his teeth.
Chris Holder.
10 points has ridden well.
Niels Christian Iversen.
He's been really fast tonight.
Well, really, going into the semi-finals, Kelvin, it looks as though there can only be one winner, Emil Seyfudinov, you would have thought. But because it all boils down to a grand final, we know anything can happen.
And often does. And I'm sure tonight we're going to see some spectacular. What a night of Speedway. It's been a fabulous advert for the sport. See the championship standings there. It's a huge lead there for Emil Seyfudinov. 14 points out in front. Holder now moves into 3rd place, so he's neck and neck with Nicky Pedersen, but Pedersen can't score again tonight. He misses the top 8, so it's been a really good night for Chris Holder, and he'll be hoping to put more pressure on that man, of course, who has managed to somehow stay in contention. It has been a terrific effort. I just hope he hasn't done too much damage to that collarbone to put himself back, but what an effort it's been. Brilliant Speedway. Expectant crowd now for these 2 semi-finals, Nigel. Difficult to call, I would suggest. Emil Seyfudinov must have a good chance in the first one, though.
Good to see youngsters here tonight as well. They're going to be gripped on Speedway, the kids here tonight. Gate 4, not the best. Poor old Woofy. He's going to struggle.
It makes, you know, all of a sudden Kasperzak, didn't he? He went for gate 4 and there's been no wins from there. So, obviously, he's ignoring that, but... and also Woofington, he's hopefully can't see that one, but he might do something better. You never know, he might have a bit of good fortune and chop back to the inside and get himself up into 2nd place if he can't really find something special. Hancock there just preparing himself. Both Greg Hancock and Chris Holder, of course, chose gate 2 in the semi-finals at Cardiff 2 weeks ago, and that backfired. So they'll be desperately hoping this time it works out for them.
So the first semi-final is about to get underway. The riders making their final preparations to enter the arena. Big race coming up then, the first semi-final, and it's the man of the moment, Emil Seyfudinov, who's off the inside gate in red. Can anybody stop Seyfudinov? Here's Woffington, the man who has put in a heroic display tonight.
1 and 2 in the world coming up for first semi-final, and it is a heroic effort, you're dead right. And it comes from gate 4, where there's been no race wins so far tonight, and that's going to be tough for him when you consider the quality of the opposition on the inside of him. But he's a remarkable young man. He's done so well to retain that 2nd place. If he gets through this meeting unscathed, it will be completely justified why he's taken the decision to ride here tonight.
Well, Seyfudinov, whatever happens tonight, will have that lead going into Copenhagen in a fortnight's time, but he would love to extend that lead as well.
Yeah.
He's off the inside gate here. No race wins off the outside. And Woffington is the man who has that outside gate here for the first semi-final. So it's a mouth-watering lineup. Ashley Holloway, who lives in Bydgoszcz but is originally from Wiltshire, is Emil's engine tuner, watching on. Woffington's pit crew watching on as well. The first semi-final here is about to get underway. Emil Seyfudinov, leader of the World Championship, off the inside gate in red. Greg Hancock, who's put in a thoroughly professional display tonight, goes off gate number 2 in blue. Andreas Jonsson goes off gate number 3, has just edged through into the semi-finals. And Ty Wolfenden, what a story it's been for that young man.
Yeah.
He goes off the outside gate in yellow.
Super last couple of rides from Wolfenden to make sure he gets through to the semi-final. 8 points. He's really done remarkably well. Saifulinov on the inside. He's the main man. He's dominated so far tonight. Can he keep it going here?
Big race coming up then. First semi-final. And who is going to emerge? Oh, that's a great start from Hancock off gate number 2. Wolfenden around the outside. Ty Wolfenden. Hancock has the lead. Wolfenden is second. Saifulinov third. And Wolfenden is going to go high and wide. Oh my goodness me! Ty Wolfenden now on the home straight has the lead from gate number 4. Hancock is second. Saifulinov is third. Johnson is at the back.
Fabulous move from Wolfenden around the outside. The story just grows bigger and bigger every lap he completes from the outside. Nobody's won a race from there so far tonight, and he's making light work of it. He's charging away out in front. Saifulinov, he's the danger man here. Greg Hancock in second place. He's beginning to wear him down. Wolfenden down in front. He's going to make the final.
And this is a big moment. If Saifulinov cannot get past Greg Hancock, Wolfenden is going to close the gap in the World Championship. Turns 3 and 4 for the final time. What a heroic display from Ty Wolfenden from gate 4. A sensational victory. He's through to the final of the Gorzow FIM Speedway Grand Prix. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. It's just extraordinary stuff. Wolfenden from the outside. Nobody's won from there. He's got a broken collarbone. He roared round the outside, won the race comfortably. Saifulinov missed it. He's doing a lap of honour. But what can you say about Wolfenden? Really is a wonderful story. Turned up 2 weeks ago and smashed his collarbone to pieces. He's had an operation on it and he's through to the main final. He's won his last 3 rides. Wonderful.
Wolfenden the winner, Hancock second, Saifulinov third, who has just gone round and done a lap of honour and has had a standing ovation from the crowd, which is brilliant to see. Well done, Saifulinov, 15 points to Emil. He'll lead the World Championship going into Copenhagen. Greg Hancock on 12, Wolfenden 11. Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. It's difficult to know what to say because
it's not like you.
Well, exactly. You know, it was just a wonderful move. He's in an awful lot of pain now, and I think that's probably understating it. Look at this again. We were away from the inside. Greg Hancock's made an excellent start from gate 2. Saifulinov missed it, then overlocked in the first corner and killed his momentum. But off the first corner, look at this determination. Not only has he got a broken collarbone, he had to work really hard to get to the front, and then he gets to the front and shows terrific speed. Hancock doing a grand job in second place, and Saifulinov worked really hard, but couldn't find a way through. It's not totally despondent, of course, because he's still going to have a very respectable lead in the World Championship, even though he misses out on the big final here tonight. There you see the big lock up in the first corner. Probably cost him his chance, but look at this young man from Britain. Unbelievable. It's such a courageous effort. I know I've said that, you're getting bored with me saying that, but I tell you what it is. It is just a sensational effort. Round the outside, so much speed, made it look easy. I can assure you it wasn't.
Well, this big crew can't believe it. Emil's still got a smile on his face, and quite right too.
15
because
points.
he knows, 15 points, and he's going to lead the World Championship anyway going into Copenhagen. He knows that Wolfenden can't catch his 15 points tonight. So if he gets a win in the final, then he'll finish on 14.
Wolfenden's in the final, Nigel.
Oh, so that's the story. It's unbelievable.
It's the biggest story in World Speedway. Easy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Saifulinov dominating things in the World Championship. But what a story.
Second semi-final coming up. Can Niels Christian Iversen make it count off the inside? The Gorzow rider from the Polish league rides for the Kingsling Stars in Britain as well. And a Danish World Cup winner, he's off the inside. Chris Holder, the reigning champion, off 2. Jarek Hampel off 3. Kasper Zak off 4. No doubt the home fans want gates 3 and 4 to succeed here. This is the second semi-final. And Iversen has been left at the start. Holder has got there. Now Iversen comes up the inside. Round the outside is Kasper Zak as well. Iversen's got speed. Kasper Zak has the lead. Holder's coming back for more here now. And Holder's trying to go high and wide. Holder has second.
Hampel out in front. Brilliant first corner from him. Holder into second place, really having to work hard. Really neck and neck down the back straight between Kasper Zak and Iversen. Iversen then running the 2 teammates, of course, right here for Gorzow. Hampel just crept into the semi-finals. brilliant stuff from him. He's out in front, riding really well. Superb from him.
Here comes Kasperzak challenging Holder now. The lead is with Jarek Hampel in white. Second place is Chris Holder. Third is Christoph Kasperzak, who is desperate to pass the world champion. Here comes Kasperzak on the inside. Holder is holding the line superbly.
Yeah.
What a ride from Jarek Hampel. He's going to get through to the final. And Chris Holder has done enough as well. What a ride from him. But Jarek Hampel, who struggled at times tonight, has reached the final.
Just crept into the semi-finals by the skin of his teeth, and then he's really taken full advantage of it with a brilliant move on the opening part of the race. Got himself to the front. Terrific action for second and third, but Chris Holder just hanging on. Goes through to the big final tonight. Sensational stuff. Hampel just about hanging on. Just gets into the final tonight. Holder really had to work awfully hard there to keep Kasperzak back in third place.
Does that mean Woofenden will get first pick in the final? Well, he's on 11 with Holder on 12, and then you have Hampel there as well, who won that race, of course, and Chris Holder, and the other finalist, of course, is Greg Hancock.
Hampel's turned his night around, Nige. He was disappointing earlier this evening, and then out of nowhere, he has found himself into the final. It just shows you can never give up in this Grand Prix series. Holder, Hampel, look at Hampel round the outside, down the back straight. Everson early doors was in the lead on the inside, but Hampel had so much speed. Holder then begins to wind it on. The outside line beginning to work late on in the meeting. Second semi-final, that's where you needed to be early doors in the race. Great stuff. Yeah, Poles are delighted here because Hampel's been disappointing and suddenly has found himself Everson up the inside.
Who would have thought that Everson was going to finish at the back there at that stage of the race? It's been that type of meeting.
Yeah.
And the grand final is coming up in a few moments.
Well, Kasperzak clearly bitterly disappointed. He's been in top form of late, and you can see what that means to him. He's gutted and can't believe he's missed out there. He threw everything at Holder but couldn't find a way through. Under a lot of pressure as the home rider in front of his home crowd. He really did want to get through to the final, but he's had a decent night. He doesn't want to beat himself up too much. You can see the crowd there, seen those pictures, and they have responded with a huge round of applause for him. They appreciate his efforts here, but Holder just had enough to hold him off. But Jarek Hampel, he was a story there because he came from nowhere, found some extra speed, and was able to hang on out in front. Ty Woofenden, though, he's in the final. He's going to have a good pick for the final as well, and I would suggest he could well win the Grand Prix, Nige. Is that asking too much?
Oh. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And, well,
here we go.
Tony Olsen, the race director. Woofenden with first pick of Gates, and he goes for gate number 2.
Brave move.
Okay.
Brave move. I think Jarek Hampel, gate 3, ignoring the inside. They're obviously feeling that the dirt's moved out a wee bit now. Chris Holder decided gate 1's for him, and Hancock, who's enjoyed a really good night. Gate 4, we've seen Woofenden win the first semi-final from there, so no problem. He should be able to win the final if he does something special, but I just can't believe I'm seeing Ty Woofenden's name in the final with a broken collarbone. It's a dramatic stuff, and Saifutinov hasn't made it, so the decision to race here is just 100% the right one.
It's almost like this meeting has been turned on its head, because Saifutinov and Everson were romping away with it for the first 16 heats. It was all about Saifutinov and Everson, and neither of them have made the final.
Couldn't predict it. Couldn't see that coming at all. We'll see what's coming up.
Well, let's take a look at the lineup for the final. Here we go.
Greg Hancock.
Well, a really fine display from the legend.
Jarek Hampel.
Yeah, that was a smashing ride in the semi-final.
Ty Woofenden.
What a story Ty Woofenden is.
Chris Holder.
He's worked really hard for those 12 points. And the world champion finds himself in the big final tonight, and he's deserved it. You know, he didn't score in his opening ride, and he was disappointed about that, but he's battled away. Hasn't looked really fast, But the important thing that he's got a hat full of points tonight, and he's hanging on to the curtails of Emil Sayfutdinov. But that man, he has done remarkable things so far tonight. He's surpassed his expectations, I suggest, as he has pretty much done all season long. Began the series thinking about, well, top 8 will do nicely, you know, re-qualify for next year. I suggest now it's all about being world champion. That's how quickly things have changed in Wooffinden's world.
Well, if he wins the final, Woofinden, if he wins the final, he will be 9 points behind Emil going into Copenhagen, and that is
got the speed, Nige.
And he'll have he'll have another 2 weeks of healing. You know, even if he's going to ride tomorrow for Wroclaw and Monday for Wolves.
He won't be riding tomorrow.
Okay.
I think he'll have the day off.
Okay. There is the situation. If Woofinden can get 3 more points in the final here, that'll put him on to 75. Chris Holder significantly has moved above Nicky into 3rd place. And
yeah, it's been a good night for Chris Holder. Yeah. He hasn't been super spectacular, but he's moving in the right direction. Came into tonight's meeting back in 4th place, so he's now leapfrogged into the top 3, so he's pleased. Iversen will be very disappointed.
Yeah, I know quite a few people who fancied Iversen for the win tonight.
I'm feeling for him, big style. Fancied he might win here this evening, but it's not to be. Both the home riders make the semi-final. That's Kasperzak and Iversen, but they don't make the big final. Really has been a smashing night. Grand Prix Speedway really living up to the entertainment that we've come accustomed to. It's so competitive tonight, and right from early doors tonight, Nigel, the racing has been, you know, unpredictable, dramatic, very entertaining.
Been a hugely entertaining Speedway Grand Prix here in Gorzow, and we've got the grand final coming up. Well, the crowd are excited about this, and with Jarek Ampel in white, they'll be backing him. What a story it has been tonight with Ty Woofinden going off gate number 2 in blue. Could he win a Grand Prix with that broken collarbone? We thought he might get 5 or 6. He came here to get 6 or 7 points.
Well, he's
in
already
the final.
done miracles, isn't he? He's performed miracles. He won his 4th ride from gate 2, so he's got good memories coming out of there. He's in the blue helmet colour, gate 2 once again here in the final. So, you know, the bike's been working really well. And once he's hit the front, he's got plenty of speed. So I suggest if he can make the start here, he'll have an outstanding chance of winning another Grand Prix here tonight. Pete Adams there alongside his chief crew. Well, I know that he was on tender hooks yesterday, Pete Adams. There's no question about that. He wasn't sure that they were making the right call coming here. But I tell you what, this young man has made of stern stuff. He's done himself proud.
What a night. Yeah. Ty Woofinden has done himself and the country proud as well. The UK representing Great Britain and the Grand Prix. The only British rider in the Grand Prix, of course. He won in Prague. Can he win in Gorzow? The grand final is coming up in a few moments' time. What a lineup for the final. The reigning champion Chris Holder goes off the inside in red. Ty Woofinden, the real story tonight, a hero's display. Or will it be home hero Jarek Ampel off gate number 3? Or will it be twice world champion Greg Hancock off the outside in yellow? It's a mouth-watering lineup for the grand final.
Marvellous start of Speedway, fabulous lineup for the big final tonight. Woofinden out of gate 2, won there earlier on tonight. Holder, the world champion on the inside.
Good luck, boys. Here we go. And it's Chris Holder who's made the start. Hampel is there in white. Now can Hampel charge hard and go after Holder? Hampel switches on the inside. The roof has been raised here in Gorzow. Hampel is under pressure from Holder now. And here comes Woofinden as well. But the lead is with Jarek Ampel. Second place, Chris Holder. Ty Woofinden is third. And Hancock at the back. And that was a brilliant move by Jarek Ampel.
Yeah, Chris Holder made a mistake coming out of the first corner, and Ampel was there ready to bounce, and he's flying out in front. The pole's pulling further and further away. Only just crept into the semi-finals on 8 points, but he's looking like he's going to go on to win the meeting here tonight. The world champion Holder in second place, being put under a bit of pressure from Ty Woofinden, but still going to pick up another point here if he can hang on. But Ampel out in front. The fans are loving it out. The Polish fans are loving this.
Jarek Ampel has only got 3 Grand Prix wins in 75 appearances, making win number 4! Congratulations to Jarek Hampel! What a performance from him! A sensational win here in Gorzow, an unlikely win here in Gorzow as well, after struggling at times during this meeting, and he's pulled off the most sensational victory in Poland. It's Jarek Hampel who really came good when it mattered most. Woofenden congratulates him. It has been a truly extraordinary night of Speedway.
Yeah.
Fans of all ages have packed this magnificent Speedway venue. Woofenden's going round on one wheel. He knows he's done a brilliant job tonight. And Greg Hancock, who finished last in the final, waits for Hampel to shake his hand. That is the sign of a class act.
Well, what a performance that was from Jarek Hampel. The crowd are on their feet. He really was up and down tonight. He could not have picked him as a winner early on, but in the last couple of rides, he really has turned his night around, found the key to the track really fast. Holder made such a good start initially and then just lost it coming out of the first corner. Hampel wins the 3 points for him. Holder in second place too. Woofenden, marvellous for him, just picks up another point. That's a bonus. Hancock failed to score, but Jarek Hampel, 14 points. That's a fabulous effort.
Hampel wins the Grand Prix. Sayfutdinov top scores on 15 and leads the World Championship, but there are so many stories that have emerged tonight.
Yeah.
And Speedway is the winner tonight, there's no doubt about that, as well as that man Jarek Hampel. The fans have packed the place out here at the Edward Janczak Stadium, and they have been served up an absolute treat here in Gorzow. Magnificent Speedway.
Yeah.
Really enjoyable to watch and indeed to commentate on. I don't know whether you noticed throughout the course of the night, but
might have done,
it was
just a
pretty
little bit.
enjoyable.
Yeah, it's been brilliant stuff from Jarek Hampel. When you consider the meeting had been dominated by Emil Sayfutdinov and Niels Christian Iversen early on, and he was struggling. He just had 8 points, and on the countback he just crept into the semi-final. And tell you what, look at this. Holder now just gets too much grip there and kills his momentum, has to turn the bike to avoid the safety fence, and Hampel just swooping around the outside, steals a march and gets up the inside and gets himself to the front. This time Woofenden can't quite get there, but third place. He makes the rostrum. He's on the rostrum in third place with 12 points to his name, keeping the pressure on Emil Sayfutdinov out in front. Jarek Hampel, after winning in New Zealand, has been disappointing in the subsequent rounds, but here tonight, bouncing back to top form, delighting the home crowd. Really is a terrific effort from the Polish rider. This is what we've come to see from him. Hasn't won enough Grand Prix in actual fact. His fourth Grand Prix win here tonight might just spur him on to one or two more in the upcoming GPs.
A quite extraordinary night here in Gorzow. It looked as though Iversen and Sayfutdinov were going to dominate. They were unstoppable in the first 16 heats tonight. They never even made the final. Can you believe it? And Jarek Hampel has come good in the right place at the right time. Let's get some reaction now. Ty Woofenden, third place. Who would have thought that? He's with Steve Brandon.
Ty Woofenden coming here this weekend. The objective was 8 points. You got 12. A Herculean effort.
Yeah, great night overall. You know, it was tough for me, but dug deep and you know, did the job that I needed to do. So you know, really happy. Congratulations to Chris and Jarek. You know, tonight's about Jarek.
To go into the semi-final with last pick and end up with first pick in the final, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Was it a tough choice?
Yeah, because I made a half-decent one off 4, and I was going to go for it again, but I think I made that mistake in the second round. So I made that mistake at Big Gosh. So you know, great night. Thanks for all the sponsors. Thanks to the mechanics. Bardzo dziękuję fanom.
And just to go away from here, 11 points down in the standings. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, you know, I just wanted to stay in the second place, which works. But you know, bardzo dziękuję. To jest bardzo dobrze. Bardzo dziękuję fanom.
That's showing off. Well done.
Fantastic performance from Ty Woofenden. Words, as I say, it's very difficult to really describe what he's achieved here tonight. Keeping pressure on Sayfutdinov is a terrific effort.
Chris Holder, the runner-up tonight, is with Steve.
Chris Holder, another 14 points. Not a bad haul.
Yeah, it's better than, you know, previous ones, but a little bit disappointed. I made a really good start off one and got a hell of a lot of grip on the inside, more than I got all meeting, and, you know, left that mistake, and Jarek just come straight through. But wrapped with second, you know, I was battling all night. It wasn't easy, so I'm happy to be up here.
There's a long way to go this year. You've dropped a point on Emil, but, you know, you're making a lot of progress. You're into third.
Yeah, I know, like, you have a good meeting. I didn't pull anything back, so that's a bit disappointing. But he's on fire, you know, and when you're on it, and it's going good for him. So, you know, I'm just going to keep fighting all the way and, you know, give him something to think about, hopefully.
6 rounds to go this year. Keep up the good work, sir.
Yeah, well done to Chris Holder. He's getting better every round. He's looking much more like the world champion he is, Kel.
He's scrapping hard, isn't he? He really is digging deep. He's been finding the consistency he needs to try and retain his world championship.
Well,
don't rule him out.
The winner tonight only had 1 point from 2 rides. What a turnaround for Jarek Campbell, who's with Steve.
Jarek, it's fair to say you scraped into the semi-final, 8th place. Quite popular as well, but to come away with a win tonight, a fantastic effort.
Yeah, that was a really tough night for me, of course. Actually, I couldn't do anything too much from the beginning, but later, you know, I tried to keep going. My bike was quicker, so I keep my chance in the semi-final, and then in the final race, you know, I tried to do the best job, and I do it.
You got in the final, and Chris gave you a big chance, but you have to be in the right place to take those chances.
Yeah, you know, that was his mistake. So when I thought that, you know, I think just, you know, I need to keep going. This is my chance, so I did that.
It's been an up and down year. Won the first one, you've now won the 6th one. How do you get more consistent at Grand Prix level?
I don't want to say anything too much, you know. I try to keep going every single time, so we will see later on.
And lastly, there's a lot of people here who would like to hear you speak in Polish. Carry on.
Dobry wieczór wszystkim, witam serdecznie. Bardzo serdecznie dziękuję wam za to, że tutaj byliście, za ten doping wspaniały, głośny. Cudownie, jeździło się fenomenalnie od samego początku. To było potrzebne w tym finale, biegu finałowym. Widziałem, że jest was tutaj naprawdę mnóstwo, jesteście wspaniali, także dziękuję wam serdecznie za ten doping.
Congratulations, sir, well done.
Big Goss was special. Campbell missed out that night. He hasn't tonight. 2 Grand Prix wins to his name so far this year. Put himself right back in contention, I would suggest.
Here's the standings then after 6 rounds. We're at the halfway stage of the World Championship. Emil Sayfutdinov of Russia on 84. Great Britain's Ty Woofenden is second in the World Championship on 73. The reigning champion Chris Holder is on 68. Jarek Campbell in 4th now, and Nicky Pedersen has gone into 5th place after tonight.
What a
night. The night is for Jarek Campbell. What a performance. He only had the 1 point from 2 rides. He turned his night around with a magnificent display to win the final. And this stadium here, the purpose-built Speedway Stadium in Gorzow, really delighted with that result.
Well, they're so patriotic. They love their Speedway in Poland, and they've seen a Polish winner here tonight. Fabulous stuff. That's been something special tonight when you consider the story of Woofenden making the rostrum tonight. Emil Sayfutdinov missing out on the final.
And Everson.
And Everson, who dominated early on. The world champion Holder hanging in there. It has been an extraordinary night of Speedway. A night that really does set the tone for the upcoming races. Copenhagen in 2 weeks' time in the Parken Stadium. I suggest that Campbell's been very successful there in the past, Nige. It's a meeting that I'm sure he's now looking forward to.
But last year he crashed and suffered a broken leg and dislocated ankle.
Exactly.
He'll want to get that out of his system. He's a rejuvenated rider. He's got his confidence back and he's riding quite beautifully. And of course it'll be another 2 weeks for Woofenden to hopefully get his collarbone to heal back together. Chris Holder getting better, looking good, and I'm sure he's not giving up on hope of retaining his world title this year.
Absolutely not. Holder's keen to retain his title, and he's finding it tough. He found the pressure early doors hard to cope with, but right now he's growing into the role of being world champion. He's riding really well, battling very hard, but Jarek Campbell deserved winner on the night, turned his fortunes round after a disappointing start, 1 point from 2 rides, and then subsequently winning his last couple, semi-final and the final, and really finding the setup that was required to win the races here tonight. Of course, the home crowd delighted that they've got a home winner.
Quite right too. Well done to Jarek Campbell.
Yeah.
I
He's
know
a classy
you had a
rider.
chat with him yesterday, Kelvin. He's a smashing fella as well.
He is. You know, he's an understated rider, but very professional, hugely fit. I mean, he's in great shape. He's been inconsistent, which has been unusual for him. But tonight, as I say, after those first couple of rides, Nigel, he really has been first or second throughout the remaining rides. Champagne moments all round. Ty Woofenden there joining in. What a night for him. He's on the rostrum. Could not have seen that coming. Certainly when he had a couple of last places and he looked like he was going to struggle to make the top 8. He only had 2 points from his first 3 rides. He's there standing on the rostrum. That really is quite an incredible performance. Holder there alongside in second place. He looked good yesterday and he's scrapped hard. Hasn't been hugely fast tonight, but certainly he's shown plenty of determination to get himself into second place. Nicky Pedersen's lost out a bit tonight, Nige. Hasn't quite managed to...
Doesn't deserve that.
No, he doesn't, because he pushed so hard. He had a bike where he lost power, didn't he, in that interview, and that might just have cost him an opportunity of making the semi-finals, but... Well, I'll tell you what, it's just been a smashing night at Speedway. Grand Prix Series really has been fantastic this season.
Certainly has. Well done to Jarek Campbell, and we move on to Copenhagen in a fortnight's time. Hope you can join us for that on Saturday the 29th of June for round number 7 of the World Championship in the Parken Stadium in Copenhagen, where the brilliant young Dane Michael Jepsen Jensen has been named as the wild card for that one, and another dramatic twist in the World Championship will no doubt take place in the Parken in a fortnight's time. It really is a fantastic venue, and we're looking forward to that one. Then the World Cup in July as well, with events in Chesterhover, in Kings Lynn and in Prague for the race-off and the final, and then the second half of the Grand Prix season as well. In the meantime, league racing throughout Europe continues in Poland tomorrow, Sweden on Tuesday, and in Great Britain throughout the week, not forgetting Denmark and the Czech Republic as well. And we hope you've enjoyed watching the action with us here tonight. Kelvin, it has been an absolute treat.
Yeah, it has. It's been fantastic entertainment. Anybody here this evening has certainly had full value for money. Jarek Campbell, a home winner, is extra special. Of course, the icing on the cake, you would suggest. 1 or 2 hard luck stories. So you've got a concern. I'm certainly concerned about Golub's form at this stage of the championship, but Jarek Campbell, he's taking all the glory tonight, and it's fully deserved. He came up with the goods when it really mattered. Ty Woofenden, there'll be plenty of ink written on him in the upcoming days. That's a huge performance. And as I say, the championship moves on to Copenhagen in 2 weeks' time, where I'm sure once again we're going to see some extra special stuff.
Well, Gorzow proving once again what a great venue it is. We'll be back in Poland, by the way, for Torun in October. That is the final round of the World Championship this year. Who will be crowned World Champion? Saifudanov will be favourite right now, but there's a lot of laps to do between now and Torun in October. There's the World Cup to come as well. But tonight, I think, has been one of the most spectacular Grand Prix in the modern era, Kelv.
Yeah, it has. The track was unpredictable. It was dramatic stuff. 1 or 2 riders making mistakes. Superb.
Enjoyed your company, Kelv.
Thanks
Speak
very
to you
much.
soon.
Yep.
Kelvin Tatum alongside me, Nigel Pearson. Hope you've enjoyed the action here. What a night it's been in Gorzow. Well, a lovely sunny evening at the Edward Jansard Stadium greeted the riders for their autograph session ahead of the action. The 3rd successive year that the Speedway Grand Prix has been in the Edward Jansard Stadium in Gorzow. The fans packed the seats all around the stadium.